Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the live show. Tonight, I have the pleasure of being joined by Mr. Mersh
Hello, sir.
himself.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know if you were pausing for me or
Oh
not.
no,
Hi.
my damn! I had the sound on in the video, and so it started playing in my ear. I'm like, got distracted by my own voice. So sexy.
I'm
So
just
what's
sharing the
going?
link. I'm just
Yeah, you're
sharing the
good.
link right now.
Oh, you're good. So what's been going on with you, man? Besides, what I've seen going on with you.
No. I mean, other than the fighting and the and all the yelling and the breaking of equipment, it's been good. It's been onward and upward, so I can't complain. Other than again, I got into a few disagreements, which I'm want to do. Um, so yeah, I'm just getting called a pedophile a lot, which is fun. It's always fun to get
Hold on,
you know,
you're getting called a pedophile?
yeah, because I went in on Gabe Hoffman from an open secret, and you see, you can't criticize QAnon boomers unless you're a pedophile. Like that's their whole. They took this like it's the Cernovich mentality. It's like no, everybody who doesn't like me is a pedophile. It's just a
Jesus.
blanket statement. Yeah, satanic pedophiles are after me. Yeah, okay, fine, whatever. Or maybe I just don't like the way you do things. So yeah, I've been getting a lot of inbox like DMs like, oh, you're a pedo defender. Or there's some of the other ones. QAnon people, they like to say part of the problem a lot because
Oh
they're all
God.
parrots. It's all repeated. It's all repeated behavior. So they're always like, I bet you're part of the problem. Somebody said, hey, I bet you're a real POS, and I'm not talking part of the solution. And I was like, that's a knee slapper, huh? Good stuff.
Yeah,
Uh,
right. Seriously.
but yeah, no, the problem started because, as you know, me and Royce have always worked closely with Gabe Hoffman,
Yeah.
from the guy who did the Hollywood documentary An Open Secret. Now, I am guilty of having ignored many red flags about Gabe, because I thought, for the most part, that his crusade was pure-hearted. I thought that he was on the right side of the battle, but I sort of ignored a lot of things. And then the last straw for me was when he got into bed with Mike Cernovich recently. And he's been like sucking Mike Cernovich's D all publicly. And I'm like, dude, he's not. I don't think he's somebody you want to get into bed with. Like I had several private conversations with Gabe where I was like, I don't know if you want to really keep fucking jerking this guy off publicly because, he did get arrested for rape once, right? Like, that? And he's like, whatever, he's doing good work. I'm like, all right, I mean, that's fine. I mean, Mussolini made the trains run on time. Hitler was a real hoot for the economy, but like you still have to. The good doesn't wash out the bad, and
No, not at all. And the mentality of, oh, he's doing good work, but okay, in the same context. People in Hollywood make a great product sometimes, but they can still be creep bags and shit people. And he would call them out, right?
oh yeah, it's not even Hollywood too. It's like even there's like leftists I can't stand, but their art is really awesome. Like Vic Berger's a great example of somebody I hate him as a person, but all the videos he makes about like Cernovich and shit, they're so subversive and funny. So like I'm a guy that generally I'll admit that you're talented or you're good, but I'm still gonna call out the fact that you're a shit person. And I don't think when you're Mr. Hollywood pedophile documentary maker, like if you're gonna pick a right winger to get in bed with, he's literally Cernovich is the last guy. If I'm on some Me Too shit, like Cernovich is not a guy I want in my circle. You know what I mean?
And you bring up the whole accusations or actual situation. I don't know much about the Cernovich stuff and what he's been through or what he did in his past. What were you talking about? Like are they accusations or were they founded?
No, he was arrested in 2003 for rape. A young woman accused him of raping her, and he openly admits, and even Gabe Hoffman admitted in a DM to me that Mike Cernovich likes to brag that his lawyers pressured a witness in the case to flip their testimony. The complaining victim's best friend corroborated the original statement that Mike Cernovich did, in fact, rape this girl. He sent private investigators to harass her. He had people just endlessly intimidating her until she flipped her story. Even after all that, even after he got a witness to flip the story and all this, he still had to take a plea bargain for misdemeanor battery. So, sure, his record got expunged and all that. That's fine. But if I were saying anything untruthful or out of line, Cernovich's lawyer, he would have sued me by now. Everything I'm saying is factually correct. So when I took these points to Gabe Hoffman and said, because again, this started with the James Gunn thing. This whole world war started over James Gunn. And I'm sorry, bro, but I did comedy for a long time. I made pedophile jokes. Sorry. I'm not saying they were good. I'm not saying they were tasteful. But 2007 was a very edgy time in this country. Everybody was an edgelord.
Well, yeah, and you look at and I called bullshit and said, you know, it's kind of a creepy situation to put yourself in and to come up with. But I called out the whole Harmon thing. Like you saw the Harmon
but
Daryl spoof.
He's a different situation than Gunn. And I still have to defend Harmon because until I'm very strict about this. I come from a family of cops. Until I have a alleged victim that comes out and issues a complaint against somebody, you're just being a bunch of old biddies.
Yeah, no, my thought wasn't content. No, my thought wasn't that. It was just like, hey, maybe it's not something to make jokes about. And it was a stupid joke, but I would never say that he actually prescribed to the mentality or actually is, you know, a pederast.
No, and I understand your point, but my point has always been, you don't get to decide what's funny. You don't get to decide what people get to joke about. I don't get to decide what people get to joke about. We live in a country. We have free speech in place. You have a right to write a blog or to denounce him and to say, I personally find this abhorrent. I don't want my fans to support a guy who would make jokes like that. That you are well within your rights. But when people start saying you shouldn't joke about that, no, sorry, pal, because then the person with a retarded cousin is going to come to me and go, I can't make fun of retards anymore. Then the guy's going to come to me, his wife's got cancer. I can't make cancer jokes anymore. And by the time everybody gets what they want, nobody gets to joke about anything. So I'm very absolute about free speech and expressing yourself. And again, I think that the entire drag scene is abhorrent. I think the LGBT fucking the 1970s New York club kids scene was fucking disgusting. But it was their right to be the way they were. And I don't want to change that. So for James Gunn, and this just get on a thing where he goes, we're going after James Gunn. And I was like, oh shit, did James Gunn diddle somebody? I love Guardians. This is going to break my heart, you know?
Right.
And he goes, yeah, look at some of these tweets. And I was like, okay. Is somebody coming out against James Gunn? We got a Vic. Can we start, you know, pushing? Well, no, but you know, this kind of thing, you wouldn't joke about this kind of thing unless you were a pedophile. And I'm like, are you drinking, Gabe? Are you up late? Do you need some sleep? Like, these are just tweets. And then he's like, Cernovich did really good work. And I went, here we go with Cernovich again. Your buddy Cernovich actually was arrested for allegedly raping a girl and took a plea bargain. James Gunn has never been arrested for any kind of sex crime. The only difference here is you're hanging out with a literal sexual predator, a guy who bragged more recently in video and blog and text and Twitter form. He bragged as recently as 2012 about his rape arrest. James Gunn's last offending tweet was in 2010. So all you fucking people on your little righteousness train, oh, you can all eat you can all eat all of the dicks.
Oh yeah, and that's my thing is I don't have to like it, but I'm not going to hinder them from saying it. Dan Harmon can make that video. Is he going to look like a creepy ass? Yeah, but it's within his rights to make it, and it's also within his rights to understand that there's going to be people he's going to piss off with it. And so you have
absolutely.
Yeah, and so he has the freedom, and we all have the freedom to say whatever the hell we want. But the thing is we have to live with the outcomes of that. You know, that's my mentality. Joke on about whatever the hell you want. But if there's repercussions, there are repercussions. I find it funny when someone who's so PC these days and like a Harmon, or even James Gunn in a lot of regards, you know, a lot of social justice coming out of the Hollywood scene. And then you look in their background and it's just like, you guys are dumbasses. Like you can change over time, and I respect that. But if you're going to change over time, you might want to delete the shit that's going to get people pissed off at you when you're over here, you know, white knighting and calling out others for fucking things that you think are insensitive and stuff, you know?
Oh, I agree. I just, again, I live by my principles, dude. I'm not one of these guys that thinks turnabout is fair play. I just don't. No. You know, all these guys keep going, well, these leftists, they did it first. Okay, but you have to admit then that in doing this, you're becoming a fucking leftist. You know what I mean? Like you can't
exactly.
You can't fight with their methods and then turn around and go, well, you know, they started it. No, so you got mad because Roseanne got fired, which, by the way, she absolutely, ABC was absolutely within their rights to fire Roseanne.
Yes, they were.
If you want to agree to disagree, if you think that she was racist, whatever, I don't give a shit. She called a former White House staffer a fucking monkey in 2018 on Twitter while her shit wasn't even renewed for a second season. You're a fucking idiot. You deserve to go back on the unemployment line. They're picking apart shit James Gunn said 8 years ago that he's already apologized for.
Yeah.
And Harmon's a different story because Harmon's a fucking degenerate alcoholic piece of garbage human. He's made a couple of good shows. I've never been a fan of Harmon, though. So I don't really like, I get like, if people want to go after him, that's fine. They have a better case with that. But when you want to tell me that you and your buddy who fucking, you know, may or may not have raped a girl in 2013 and wasn't confident enough that he'd be exonerated, that he took a plea bargain. Sorry, dude, I don't want to jump on your little fucking hero brigade. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. I'm not sharing my fucking soapbox with a fucking rapist. So
that's the big push between what's going on with Cernovich and with Gabe. That's the big issue right now, is Gabe's hung up on being Cernovich's baby back bitch. I mean, because you would think that he would actually take in those things into consideration, you know?
There's a bit more to it than that. I can't say with any certainty, so I got to be very careful about how I say this. I don't have any proof. I'm not making allegations. I'm simply expressing an opinion right now. I am of the opinion that Gabe Hoffman uses the QAnon boomer crowd and the hashtag Me Too and the open secret bullshit. I believe he does this so he can manipulate the stock market. You know, he's a hedge fund guy. He's worth tens of millions of dollars.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So okay. And I mean, obviously that's a conspiracy theory in a lot of regards.
It's not.
How would it go about it? How would he be using QAnon about it? Like, what do you think is the twist there? And I'm not saying conspiracy because you're saying it. I just am. It's a reach, but if you can explain it,
are you familiar with short selling?
Yes.
Okay, so Gabe is notorious for shorting stocks. He does that. I think. I mean, I don't have a look at his fucking portfolio, but he likes to short stocks. It's one of the things he's good at. Hedge fund guys make more money on stocks losing money than they do on stocks gaining money. You look up Jim Cramer, How to Manipulate Markets. It's all video that he did. This is straight out of the Jim Cramer playbook. You short Apple stock, and then you get a rumor going on the internet that the new iPhone has a battery issue, or the screens are cracked, or it's bursting into flames. Whatever, it doesn't matter what the lie is, but you make sure that lie gains enough steam. And look, stocks are not about the fundamentals. They're not about the cash flow. They're not about cash on it. It's all about perception of value. That's all stocks are. It has nothing to do with
it's purely speculative.
It's people's perception on what the value of that stock is. So hedge fund guys are very good. They're specialists at manipulating the value of stocks, creating certain perceptions of a stock. And that's what this guy did for 20 fucking years before he suddenly got so interested in fucking, by the way, he made an open secret because he wanted to be this big fucking leader of the fucking saving kids movement and you know, be the big fucking hero. Most of that movie, you know why that movie's on Vimeo? The movie's on Vimeo and not on YouTube because it'll get sucked if he puts it on YouTube. There are factual inaccuracies in that film. There is a paper trail I have been made privy to recently where, did you know that Gabe Hoffman, and this is real, he tried to send lawyers to bully the actual sex assault survivor that he profiled in the film? My hand to God.
What?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the kid's lawyers wrote back and told him to go fuck his mother. Yes,
wow.
sir.
So the kid who was the victim of the situation, he tried to bully the kid into
he's
what?
An adult now. To be fair, he's an adult now.
Cool. Yeah.
To me, he's a kid. He's your age. He's 22. He's a fucking kid. He's got his whole life ahead of him.
Motherfucker, I'm like a year away from you. I'm 33 now, man.
Are you? Jesus, that's right. I forgot. You just look retardedly young. That's not fair. What kind of genes you got? What's your background? You like fucking? You got some of that Nordic blood?
A German, Irish, and some Swedish.
You got a little Swedish because you got a Pewds vibe. Like I'm watching this, and you got a little bit of a Pewds vibe. Do you? Like you got the whole like you should just passive aggressively say things but come off sounding nice. That's
right.
That's PewDiePie's whole thing. No, but yeah. So this guy, but that's what he does. He manipulates markets. He wants to be the big hero. He couldn't find a distributor for An Open Secret because that movie was so full of fucking. I'm not gonna say lies, Gabe, because I know your fucking lawyers are watching this, so I'm not gonna say lies, but inaccuracies. Things that were not able to be corroborated, things that are still sort of a mystery. Michael Egan, the guy who claimed Bryan Singer raped him, that guy turned out to be a total fraud and a con man. And apparently he's got some kind of relationship with Gabe. So this whole thing is a mess. And I've started to find out that this guy's just a QAnon manipulating, boomer manipulating bully. He's a bully. And yeah, I'm a bully too, but I don't pick on people smaller than me. That's the fucking difference, dude.
Yeah, you're punching up. But the thing is you recognize that you're a bully. It's one thing to recognize it. Yeah, it's if you recognize you're an asshole, then how much of an asshole are you? And if you don't recognize it, but you still do asshole-ish things like send lawyers after a fucking sex crime victim, yeah.
Oh yeah, dude,
allegedly. I don't know.
And when I started losing my fucking shit about Gabe on the internet, bro, do you know how many followers I got? It was so weird. Like I always thought Gabe was a decent dude or whatever, but as soon as I started talking out of line and bashing him publicly, my fucking Twitter exploded with inboxes, new follows. Gabe blocked me, but now he's on his account, calling me a drunk. And I used to run. He's using my personal life against me that I used to run strip clubs. I'm a degenerate. I'm broke.
You've talked about that before.
Well, he's trying very desperately, and he's losing followers every day because they're like, why are you attacking this man personally? Like, even if you have a problem with him, Gabe, we thought you were the pedo hunter. You're fucking ripping this guy's personal life apart. So, yeah, Gabe's a mess. Cernovich is, again, just as much of a fucking piece of shit. He has personally stolen stories from us before.
Oh, yeah. I know definitely about that one where he didn't give you guys credit. What I think it was right.
Gabe gave him the fucking story.
Hold on. Oh, Gabe gave him the story, and then right as you guys dropped it.
Yeah, Gabe asked me, like, hey, man, link to that article or whatever. I sent it to him. And then, like, 2 days later, PJ Media and Cernovich had it totally reworded with no link to my original work. Now, Fucko tried that shit about 3 weeks ago with me with the Desmond is Amazing story when I found the video of Desmond is Amazing imitating snorting ketamine. And I wrote a whole article about that. But before I wrote the article, I just had the video, and I tweeted the video, and I sent it to Gabe, and Gabe goes, do you have all the background on this? Do you know who that adult drag queen is? Give me the background. I had all the background, but I put Gabe on the fucking pay no mind list because I knew he was going to run to Cernovich again. So I rushed to get my article out first, and then I sent him a link to my article, and I'm like, there, now you can have your boy fucking steal whatever he needs to steal. Jesus. And another thing, Cernovich is in bed with Right Wing Watch. Like, him and Jared Holt are like best buds. They're butt buddies. So you notice Right Wing Watch never talks about Cernovich. They
Oh,
might bring
never.
them up. They bring them up once in a while, but it's always like a fucking real softball, like a, oh, is Cernovich disrespecting my women's? But it's never, they never really dig into Cernovich, where his
No.
money's coming from, his 2003 arrests. Vic Berger and Nathan Bernard do a better job of ripping fucking Cernovich apart. But Right Wing Watch always lays off. Him and Jared Holt are in bed with each other. I sent Jared Holt this petition to ban Mike Cernovich from Twitter, which we could get into if you want.
Dude, I honestly think that ban is great.
It's hypocritical, and I will admit that I'm being a hypocrite here. But again, you motherfuckers made the new rules. We're the left now, right? I didn't decide this. They did. They decided that the alt-right is going to be the new left. So we're the new left. So we're going to play by your Alinsky rules. So the day that happened, I was like, okay, Mike, we'll do that.
Hold on, I got to ask. You referred to yourself as alt-right. Would you just not call yourself a conservative?
No, I mean, I'm not. Look, the alt-right isn't even a thing. It's a joke. It was always a joke. I was never alt-right.
8chan, 4chan.
Bullshit. I was probably always more alt-light than I was alt-right.
Yeah.
Because I don't get all hung up on the race stuff. Like, that's kind of where I kind of get bored with it. And, you know, I'm a very fashy guy. And I like nationalism, and I like crushing degeneracy. And I like I think that there are certain areas where the government should have it's just sweeping powers. Like, that's how I feel about it. But I'm not like this ethno-nationalist. I'm not like JF for 5 hours on a stream just going, well, if we put the borders up, keep all the blacks away from my girlfriends. I'm not, you know, if you notice, I've never really been with the ethno. I am a racist, but only in like the humorous sense. Like, you know what I mean?
The comedic sense, like you'll say shock value shit.
Yeah, like, you're a Jew. I'm not signing this piece of paper. That's a black guy. I'm not leaving my car unlocked around him. Like, they're just fucking jokes. Relax. You know, white people are very school shootery and rapey too. Like, we have our own fucking shortcomings. So we're not perfect either. But I don't get into the ethno stuff. And so I never was alt-right. But I was doing like an alt-light, I guess, approach. And I just, I don't know, man. I was trying to be nice, as you guys saw. I was trying to be nice to Laura Loomer. We're trying to be pals. I was trying to make up with the alt-right, but these fuckers want to act like the Alinsky leftists now.
Well, it's the horseshoe theory coming true, man. People talked about it and put out this theory that they're going to end up being as bad, and they're living up to it. Like, they're the mirror of the other person. They're the same card, just the different side. And that's the problem, is that they want to have this mindset that they're better than them, but then they're going to start using the same tactics. That's why I like subscribing to the center, man. Fuck all of the far extreme sides of anything. I'd rather sit in the center and watch the idiots kick each other in the dick.
Yeah, I mean, that's easier said than done, and I'd like to say the same thing. Yeah, radical centrism, man. Let's do all that. But the problem is that fucking June's going to come back around, and we're going to have another Pride Month, and then I'm going to be full fash again. Like, it's just, you know, I'm sorry, man, but I'm out here in the goddamn cesspools watching 9-year-old kids imitate snorting ketamine while dressed up in fucking dresses. So I'm sorry, but I'm a bit of a fascist, and I always will be. Sorry, hate it for you. Like, I'm all about a monarchy, man.
Honestly, that's the one thing that it's like, that's the one thing I don't agree with on the whole June situation is if there's little kids around and you have your dick in a banana hammock or you have your ass hanging out, you might just be a little too prideful. I don't know what the fuck you would call it, but you might not want to do that. And then there's cops just hanging out, and it's okay that this is happening in front of children.
Yeah, the cops don't want to be bigots. They don't want a whole police union fucking investigation into their hate crimes. That's the problem. Everything's a fucking bigotry or a hate crime now. I can literally pull my dick out in front of you. Now, if you had a little girl, all I have to do to follow her into a bathroom is put a dress and some fucking lipstick on. You know what I mean? Like, that's fucking ridiculous. So that's like where my fashy side comes in. I get bored. Like, I don't hate blacks or Mexicans. The Jews, I'll admit, I don't care for. But, you know, I can still deal with them. But for the most part, I'm not like ethno-state guy. But I am very fascist when it comes to certain things. You know
Well,
what I
they're
mean?
just common ground things that shouldn't be issues. They shouldn't even exist. And it could be understandable to have the moral that a child, you're walking down the street with your kid and there happens to be a pride parade going on and all you see is hanging dong and tits everywhere. Do you want your kid exposed to that at a young age? Probably not. So why is it allowed? Because they don't want to offend anyone? That's the mindset that you see with Europe, with the whole with the Muslims, not even Muslims, like hardcore radical Islamists who are able to get away with anything. Like Sargon just put out a video that was interesting of like police being talking about situations in the UK where they wouldn't, there was a law that you cannot display religious situations at this one park, and they designated an area for Muslim prayer or mass prayer, even though in the law, and this lady even challenges them, she's just like, hey, like it's against the law to do this in the park. So if a Christian came out and did this, I'd get arrested, but you're just standing there letting them do it. Well, thankfully they were somewhat smart about it, and 2-3 days later they asked them to stop and remove it, but that lady ends up getting death threats and all kinds of other shit, you know?
Yeah, no, and it's disgusting. And this is why I sometimes get a little fascist. And this is why sometimes I always stop short of denouncing the alt-right. You know, I'll call them spurgs, I'll call them morons, I'll call them inbreds, I'll call them hillbillies. I'm still friends with some of them. I'll tell them that I think they are repugnant and they're idiots and they're counterproductive. All that aside, I will always stop short of denouncing them, because at the end of the day, we Christians need to militarize because they have no balls. It's low-hanging fruit. It's so easy to make fun of boomer Protestant Christians in this country. It's just, nah, you faggy boomers. You won't do that shit about a Muslim because they'll burn your whole fucking house down with your child in it. You know what I mean? Christians need to start fucking defending their beliefs more. You guys need to get more militant. Fucking Deuce Volt, dude.
I completely agree. But then again, you have, I mean, how long on the stage where they were looked at as the bad guys, and you could be a non-Christian right now, right? Just an atheist or agnostic, right? But you're a white guy, or you're any other thing, or you identify with conservative values, and that makes you automatically evil. And so it'd be even harder to go as if you're a Christian white guy or Christian conservative, and it's like you're automatically the bad guy no matter what in our country right now, you know?
Yeah, and I don't understand. That's the reason why I don't understand all these this pagan versus Christian bullshit fighting that's been going on, because like pagans and Christians got along fine. I mean, yeah, there were a few thousand years of, you know, raping and pillaging and burning villages, and I get that. But I mean, we all got to the year 2018 like fucking civilized people. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, social media generated this bad blood. It seems triple parentheses manufactured, but it's like you have pagans and Christians now, two predominantly white religions in America, just fighting about little stupid things all day. And I'm like, is this productive? They, like you just said, they hate you all because you're white. So right? It doesn't matter if you go to a court trial and you'd rather them bring you out Thor's hammer to fucking put your right hand on and swear instead of a Bible. I don't give a shit. That's not the problem right now. The problem is Islam, and the problem is, and I'll say it delicately for the sake of Gluck's channel, bankers. Bankers.
Oh, so Tactical Discord just donated $5. I appreciate that, man. Are you urban survival?
I don't know if I can say that on his channel, dude. I'll say it real good. I am urban survival, faggot. It's an inside joke with the thing. Whatever. Give my channel a strike, YouTube.
Nah, they won't. And honestly, like, I'm so low key enough, and you know, I could pull the stream down and edit things, you know.
Did you see Baked Alaska tried to get my solo channel a strike? Like the second week it was up. Yeah, Baked Alaska tried to get me a content strike for harassment and bullying about a month ago on Nightwave.
What?
Yeah, I got it overturned too. I felt really dirty about how I got it overturned, but I had to sell a piece of my soul to do it. But I basically became a leftist for the length of one email, and I was like, "How could you guys come after me like this? I was only making fun of Baked Alaska. He's a literal Nazi." They gave me my channel back in 12 hours.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
So you can have as many conservative views as you want, and then they call you Nazi or do crazy shit. But if it's a person who's further right than you, you're good to go as long as you call them a Nazi.
Dude, I was calling him the gay F word. I was threatening to shoot. I was literally threatening to shoot him next time I saw him. And YouTube's like, you can't do that. And I'm like, yo, but Baked Alaska's a Nazi. Like, he does the 14 words. He's literally Hitler. And they were like, yeah, you're right. Here's your channel back. And I was like, oh my God. Is this what being a leftist is like? This is awesome.
You're like, hold on. Maybe I picked the wrong side.
Yeah, nigga, I want to work for the Young Turks now. This shit is dope.
I can get away with whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, like, you think Alex Jones gets that consideration? No, he's on the phone for an hour like, I swear to God, I've got the document. Like, we don't care, Alex. No, you just say literal Nazi, and they're like, here's your account back. Boom. Good way to punch those Nazis on the internet. I'm like, thank you. Oh, yeah, Baked had a meltdown out of that. Baked was furious. Oh, and Baked also reached out to a friend of mine to reach out to my friend to tell them on behalf of Baked Alaska to lay off of Cernovich. Baked, you are not a mafioso. If you're watching this, bud, you don't get to issue demands to people. That's pathetic. That would be like the country of Libya issuing a demand to the United States. Like, you better stop fucking manipulating the price of rubber on the global market. What are you going to do, Libya?
Oh, God. Are you sure he's not a mafioso? Just
have you seen, dude, he can't even get pussy. Trust me, he's not in the mafia. Are you kidding me?
I thought he got with what's her face? Thought girl.
No, he didn't. She never fucked him.
Wow. I know she was on stream pulling shit out of her asshole.
Oh, that was so gross. Did you see that? Did you see her pussy boogers? Oh, she had pussy boogers. She literally like finger popped herself, and then she was like the way I would do if I picked my nose. Like, she did a Nick Fuentes. You know what I mean? Like, she fingered herself and then did the ew. What is that? Ugh. Yeah, it's pretty good. No, he didn't even bang her. Baked can't get laid. Like, it's a known thing. Like, people won't tell you that, but he doesn't get laid. Like, he's one of those guys that like you know the type, Gluck. That's just really nice, wants everybody to like him. Guys who are like that don't get, like, if you want everybody at a party to like you, you're not gonna get any pussy. Like, go to that party and make everybody not like you, nigga. You'll leave with somebody's girl. But he just shows up, yeah, okay, sure. Oh, shucks. And like, everybody's like, I don't want to fuck this guy. Like, yeah, come on, man. He was hanging around like Ice Poseidon and Hampton Brandon. Is anybody really gonna fuck Baked Alaska over Hampton Brandon? Get out of town.
That chick, dude, like, oh man, she's making money though, dude. I'm pretty sure she makes a lot of money on her super chats. Like, I tried putting up with one of her streams for a while, and she does the whole text to speech stuff, and she gets like, you know, a lot of text to speech, and she has a minimum. You can't do text to speech with her unless you donate $3.
Oh yeah, that's what I do. I have $3 text to speech, $5 media uploads on Nightwave. And
fuck you, smart people making money. Fuck you.
I went on, actually, when we were doing Nightwave the other night, Ice Poseidon was on with Aaron and some other hoe. And so we watched Ice Poseidon stream from Nightwave, and then I started doing text to speech super chats for my audience's amusement. So like Ice Poseidon and Aaron and some other hoe are like standing there talking, and I wrote like, there's literally 3 strains of HPV in that room right now. And it was text to speeching. And then he turned it off because I wrote something else that was really mean. And then they just turned it all off. But That's like the only point of text to speech at this point. I wanted to start IRL streaming, but I don't trust my audience.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, I trust my audience, but I wouldn't do IRL because
no, because I hang out with I used to hang out with hood people. I was gonna go to Tampa and go through my old stomping grounds and hang out with some real hood people. And then I was like, dude, these people are going to be, it's going to be like every text to speech is just going to be, I'm going to be like, sorry, my phone is, I don't know what's going on with my phone. Sorry, guys. It's going to be that Keemstar clip of him yelling N-bombs over and over again while I'm sitting in a nightclub going, I don't know what that is. It's weird.
Yeah, seriously. I don't know, man. It's one thing. Like I started messing around with OBS and I started using it to record, and I've gotten the hang of the recording side, and I can get chat in there, but I haven't figured out how to pull this into OBS so I could actually have the overlay and stuff on it. So,
that's easy, dude. It's all browser sources.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah, you just go into your alert. Yeah, I'll hit me up after the show.
Yeah, we'll talk about it after.
Easy. Yeah, that's because I'm the retarded one on Revenge of the Sis, and yeah, right, funny. But Royce is the tech guy, and I was always the guy. I didn't have to be bothered with that shit. And then when he went on vacation recently was when I started doing I was like, I can't just not make money. So I set up Streamlabs, and within 2 days, I had it all figured out. It's really it was overwhelming when I was staring at it. But after my second show, I was like, oh, this is fucking, you just click and drag this shit. It's so beautiful. It's so easy once you get the hang of it that you're like, oh, this is great. Now that's why I stream drunk now.
Yeah, the recording part of it, it's made it really good. Because it's
great not having to download shit.
Yeah, and I do the recording, and then I'll pull it into if I want to edit it or pull something out. Like the other night, dude, when you're sitting there talking about an article and you're just scrolling and reading it, and you just start fucking up over and over again. I actually made fun of myself over it because I fucked up so much in one section, and I left it on purpose because I used the dude, he can't even read. And then today, Junior, because I was like, dude, you got to poke fun at yourself, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I would love an opportunity to do that. Unfortunately, I never make mistakes. It's a weird thing to me. So it's yeah, when you're flawless, it's really hard to find, mine for material. No, trust me, my life's a goddamn train wreck. There's never any shortage of ways to make fun of me. Although it's funny, after all the digging Gabe Hoffman did, he goes, you were a drunk who used to run strip clubs. I'm like, that's what you got on me? Nigga, I used to sell drugs. I lost a federal lawsuit. let's get into did you even at least do a Google search on me, dude? Come on, man.
He's just searching you by Mersh, dude. He hasn't figured out your real name.
It was clear that he typed my name into Google and he didn't even make it to page 2. Come on, man. There's some juicy nuggets in there. Do your fucking due diligence.
Yeah, right. Take the time to actually investigate me, Mr. Pedo investigator.
Yeah, but at least, when Gabe Hoffman makes fun of me, unlike Tonka Saw, I actually care.
Hold on, what?
I don't know. I guess Mr. Wheels has been desperate. So he's just been he's been going back and just taking shots at anybody from his heyday. It's really sad. It's like watching Cameron come out with an album now and try to take shots at Kanye. And you're like, dude, you're like a 2003 rapper. Stop it.
Hold on, are you saying Tonka's taking shots at people?
Yeah, he was talking shit about us, and he was talking shit about Medicare, and I'm like, nobody pays attention to you anymore, guy. I only know because one of my listeners sent it to me, and he goes, Tonka was talking shit about you, and I saw the link, and I went, dude, that shit is I'm not listening to 3 hours of Tonka and failure. I wouldn't do that if you had a gun in my face. I was like, timestamp that shit. And then I forgot all about it. And then an hour later, my listener sent it to me timestamped, and I listened to the 2-second clip of me. And as soon as he stopped talking about me, I'm like, I can't handle this. I can't do this. But it was just, yeah, I mean, Revenge of the Sis guys are terrible. We're doing so bad. We're doing better than you, Tonka. We're making more money. Medicare, he sucks. He's an asshole. His fans are terrible. Medicare doesn't know what he's doing, because if anybody on the internet doesn't know what he's doing, it's Jim. That guy, he just is fucking, he's really jumped the shark, hasn't he?
No, I think I was on the stream where Tonka was talking about Medicare, and I think people like to take it out of context because he was just saying Medicare's fans.
I've heard some other clips. I've
Oh,
heard some
then I
other
probably
clips.
missed
He
it.
thinks he's cute. Yeah, a lot of people missed it because nobody listens anymore. But yeah, like he takes little shots at Jim, and I'm like, dude, look, Jim's one of the few people that could be mean to me, and I'd still be a fan of his shit. Like you could try to backtrack and go, oh, I don't like him now. Yeah, you do. Shut up. Every one of us watches his videos. Eat a dick. You're lying if you say you don't.
What? I do kind of like Tonka and Failure. They're good guys to me, and I've had nothing but pleasant interactions with them. Everyone can have their own opinion. I'm not going to go to bat for people. One thing I will say is I definitely know he's not in a wheelchair. That's the one thing I'll clarify. Everyone loves
that's a bummer.
He's definitely not in a wheelchair.
Well, hey, listen, there's always time, right?
Oh, fucking Mersh.
What? I'm just saying, don't count all your fucking chickens until they hatch.
Yeah. Well, there's time for me to end up in a wheelchair. I mean, I am in a chair that has wheels on it currently.
Look, all I'm saying is I'm sure he was a nice guy to you. That's fine.
Yeah.
I just don't like when people put words in my mouth.
Oh, no.
And I don't like when people try to revisit those moments and try to put words in my mouth again 6 months later when nobody cares.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I don't know the context between you and Tonka, and like honestly, like I know both of you. I know you're both good guys, and I think if you guys actually had a conversation, it wasn't about bullshit or drama or any of that, you guys would be fine talking.
No, I doubt it. I really doubt it. There's just sometimes I'm like, like there are certain people I could actually see past the issues I've had with them in the past. Yeah. Like Worski being one of them. Like Worski's somebody I can kind of, and he annoys the shit out of me too, but not on the level Tonka. Like Tonka, I don't know what it is, but he fucking profoundly annoys the piss out of me. I don't know. I don't dislike Failure as much, but there's just certain people that you ever go to a fucking party and there's just like one friend of your friend you've never met before, and as soon as you hear him talking, you're like, who the fuck is this guy? Like I've
had that situation.
Yeah, like I don't even again, Worski, I don't even think I think I get what you said about Tonka is probably more fitting for a Worski. Like if I saw Worski somewhere, I'd be like, I'm gonna go buy this nigga a beer. Go fucking
yeah. I'm friends with Worski, and I'm actually co-hosting Worski Live now with him to bring back to Earth. And honestly, the guy is creative as fuck. And outside of the shit he was doing before, which kind of drove away his audience, that's a creative ass motherfucker. Like, I'm not even playing around. We've had, since I started, probably about 4 or 5 Discord calls at 30 minutes to an hour long. And he's got some really amazing shit in the works. And he's going back to creating, which is nice.
I don't hate the guy. Look, I'll admit I watched his show when he came back with Chris. And the sketch they did made me fucking laugh.
Yeah,
I was laughing at that sketch. I'm like, this is funny shit. I didn't like Bloodsport's Andy Worski. I just didn't, because it was really that whole community was just so try hard.
Well, and it was a bummer because that wasn't really. I feel like that wasn't really Andy. If you look at Andy from the last 5 years before that, it wasn't really him.
Yeah, he was he was an actual YouTuber. Before all that Bloodsport shit. Like, he was one of the few guys that had a channel back when, nobody had a channel. What I mean? Back when having a YouTube channel actually fucking meant something.
Yeah.
Chris had a channel, and they were doing content. And that's why even to this day, these Bloodsports people try to shit on us sometimes, or they'll go after us on Twitter. And I'm like, that's fine. But I dare you to watch our content and say that our content's bad. We put out really good content. Just do content, and I like your content. But yeah, I definitely don't see him as being the worst. I really think Tonka is just the worst. I don't know why. It's just, again, it's certain people. I hear them talk, and I'm like, I would rather watch my sister on FaceTime in a home invasion, fucking begging for mercy,
Jesus,
than watch a fucking Tonka soft fucking feet. I could at least watch a Worski stream,
Well, you should check out one of the ones that we're doing in the future. And then the cool thing is he's getting back into creating. So he's going to have actual content, edited content again, which is nice. And the video that he's going to drop soon is fucking tits, dude. It's so funny.
And it sucks, man. I know it's like tough. Like I've been where he's at. Like it's a bitch to do edited content. I get it.
Yeah.
It's not fun. There's so little payoff to it. Like everybody wants to stream now because you just pop on the mics and you bring in the Streamlab shekels, and it's like, you know what I mean? So nobody wants to actually. So you know, my hat's off to him if he's actually doing shit like that. Because again, it's a thankless job. You make a video, it gets the views, and then you know it's not topical after a while, and it kind of like sucks in that way where it just. I can see why everybody got into the streams. I mean, I did all right last night just reading Gabe Hoffman's DMs. Right. Holy shit. Drama makes money.
Boober, that is not my statement to make, but it'll be soon. Andy had a little bit of a, you know, he went through a major breakdown recently. We all know that. And, you know, he's recentered himself. He's got some stuff in the works.
Wait, I haven't seen past the meltdown. The last thing I saw was the chair flip.
Yeah, that wasn't even a meltdown. That was literally.
No, that was funny. That was
funny as fuck. Yeah,
I'm like this nigga checked out of the conversation 20 minutes ago.
He did and that's why we were talking about it after. He's like, dude, I just couldn't take the yelling anymore, and I wanted to do something entertaining for the audience because I'm sure, yeah, they might like the shouting at each other a little bit. But I wanted to do my artistic interpretation of the screaming at each other. And that's where all the burning nipple and everything else came from, was that.
I think that was the main issue of blood sports and why it wasn't sustainable, is because you can't have 5 hours of screaming. You just can't. You got to break it up with other content. Like you had all of these people. Some of them were very talented people. You could have mixed it up, mixed in a few videos, play this. Hey, guys, what do you think about this? All right, let's do this bit where we read off some news or items or whatever. If you just go 6 hours, if you're a fucking cuck, you fucking touched my pit, I'm fucking doing it. After like 5 hours, you're like, I'm getting agita. I have to go play video games or something. So it's nice if you could just take an hour, like after an hour, go, all right, guys, end of the break. We're going to take a quick break here. Let's play this latest video from Jim or somebody, or play a shoe nice video where he's eating caulk or whatever. And just fucking break it up, lighten the mood, and then come back with two new people and let them rip each other's dicks off.
Yeah, and that's
even the Roman Colosseum, I'm sure, had an intermission, you know?
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that's where we're aiming at it with no more blood sports like yelling, screaming. It's more about like, I don't know, we might bring on a guest to have a conversation with like this, where you can talk without screaming at each other, and, you know, more news driven and like articles and maybe even like reaction to different situations. Like the last time we did a live stream, we actually watched the movie that him and Chris developed in 2011. It's called Dark Fist. It was a superhero based movie that Andy wrote himself and then shot for about $5,000, and actually had entered it into movie contests and stuff, and just kind of a throwback to it. And the audience loved it, his core audience, because that's who stuck around and was watching it with us. Like 300 people were watching, and we were just commenting on it and just talking shit about the movie, you know, because it's one of those things where it's like, what's more important, listening to two people who's screaming at each other? Like, I can't sit in a stream like that. Like, I was sitting in that stream because I was given the chance to come on board, and I'm just sitting there trying to like calm the shit down because it's not my style, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, I think the 1488 LARPers ruined the internet.
Yes.
Like they broke YouTube for a long time, and it got retarded. Like it just, like, I'm not gonna fucking read the 14 words for your $5 super chat just so that for the rest of my life you can send the video to every fucking Dollar Tree that I apply for a job at. Like, you know what I mean? That was the whole crux of this entire thing. Oh, send 14 words. And you're like, all right, what else, guys? You know, there's a lot of creative, funny people on this platform. we started being funny and doing some shit, you know?
Yeah, and actually be creative. Like with my stuff, I started doing some skits in between me and just sitting and talking with the camera because I wanted to do something different. And I'm not funny. Like I'm situational funny or interactive funny, but by myself, I'm fucking not funny. But
Yeah,
you give me someone to play off of, I can do it, you know?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, dude. I never was a big fan of being solo. Like I always, even when I did stand up, I liked stand up, but I kind of hated it. Like I always hated being like, "Oh, I got a dog. Anybody here got a dog? Huh, man, they're a real fucking, oh boy, are they a pain in the butt? Am I right, folks? Huh?" It's like you know, oh, my girlfriend the other day. Who here's got a girlfriend? Like it's just crowd work. It makes you want to kill yourself. I like doing radio because I don't like being just the guy who's talking the whole time. I like somebody going like, "Hey, did you see what happened today with Trump out there with the NATO?" And then I'm like, "Oh, don't even get me started." Then I got something to do. But if you just turn a camera on, I'm like Garth in Wayne's World when Wayne just walked off the set. Like, I like this. Not, but I've gotten used to it now with these degenerates in the chat.
Yeah, but you interact with your chat and you can bounce off of them, and that's why. I mean, I can do that, but I don't have that big of an audience. So you know, when I'm pulling small numbers of people, it's hard to keep them bouncing stuff off me. So that's why I like doing conversations where I can have someone on who I can work with and back and forth with, you know.
So who else you got lined up for this for the program? What are some of the other illustrious guests that my name is gracing next to?
I had Wang. I don't know if you know who Wang is. If you don't, you need to check him out. He is one of the best YouTube creators right now.
Wang?
Yeah. He
when you say that, all I can think of is The Simpsons, Martin Prince wearing the Wang computer shirt.
Oh God.
Which I actually want one of those now. Can somebody get me a Wang computer shirt?
Dude, the guy went, okay, he's been on the platform only as long as me, about 7-8 months now. He's at 140,000 subscribers. That's the kind.
He's got to have some fucking audience or something before.
Not at all. Well, I mean, he was in some bands and stuff back in the day, but nothing like low key stuff at home. He was, when I had him on, he was at 40,000, 50,000. I had him on my channel. And since that day, he has boomed. Not because of me, but because his content is just that fucking good.
He's got 140,000 subs in 7 months.
The guy,
yeah, I don't like this guy. I don't trust him. Everyone go look up Wang on YouTube, report his channel. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Do not.
It's a joke. It's
a bit.
No, my listeners aren't that much of cunts. Don't really do that. But I will check him out. I'm actually looking it up right now.
Yeah, so
I'm going to subscribe now.
He honestly, yeah, right. No, what he's done well is he found a very underserviced niche, and that niche is Reddit. So he started taking stories or like mysteries from Reddit and creating mini documentaries or videos about it, like the Sam Pepper. I don't know if you remember Sam Pepper from the early 90s. Oh,
yeah, he's a fucking ghoul.
Yeah. So he talked about, or Brian Peppers, sorry, not Sam Peppers. Him, Max Headroom, all kinds of different stuff, and like secret stuff from video games and different theories. He started off as like commentary SJW, and then he pivoted, or anti SJW, and then pivoted to stories from the internet, really is what he's doing. And he's doing it well. Like his editing's really good stuff. Just his personality is good stuff too.
So it's not all just like jump cuts like Lauren Southern's videos?
No.
God, she's got the worst editing system. Have you ever seen some of her videos, man?
I haven't watched too much
of it. God, everything is like
clips.
She does jump cuts like mid-sentence, dude. It's insane. I'm like, did you just cut out the entire middle of that sentence?
Yeah.
Not good. Although I gotta say this, and I'm not being mean. Don't fucking rat me out, chat room. But because I've already made fun of her about it, so she knows. But I had to make fun of Laura Loomer because of she added these stingers to the beginning of all of her videos, which is smart because she does get a lot of stuff Like people like to shit on Laura Loomer, but she does actually do some journalism work, and she actually does get her hands on videos and audio and things that people don't usually have. So of course you want to watermark that shit because everybody out here is trying to fucking Cernovich or Posobiec it up and steal your shit. So like she added an identifying stinger at the beginning, you know, with her Patreon and all her identifying info. But she played that Calvin Harris Rihanna song.
Oh God.
It just like she's like, oh, I thought it sounded good. I'm like, you understand when a video fades in and it's like, and she's looking at you, ooh, 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 and then it immediately cuts to like body cam footage from the Vegas shooting. and like people are getting triaged and people are taking bloody gloves off and like treating bullet wounds. It's like you can't do that. You gotta have like a neutral stinger. So yeah, I would hope that Wang does a better job.
He doesn't have that kind of, and he doesn't have like an intro like that. But no, and you know who I had on that you guys had on was, and I heard you didn't like him too much for one reason was I had Hotep Jesus on.
Yeah, I watched that episode. I don't dislike Hotep. He got mad at us.
Oh, did he? Oh, yeah, did you say it?
I like Hotep. When I started tweeting about the Cernovich rape stuff from 2003, Hotep was the first notable person to retweet it and go, "Yo, what is this about, dog? That's not very guerrilla mindset." So I give Hotep credit. Hotep doesn't give a fuck. No, we only had a disagreement because I have a tendency to say the word nigga, and he got a little mad. But here's the problem. Here's my problem with that. And if this gets back to Hotep, I'm willing to say this to his face. Hotep, I know you're a Hotep. I know you're so based and everything. I grew up in Jamaica, Queens. All right, nigga. So I'll say nigga. That's just the way it goes. I probably grew up in a neighborhood 10 times worse than any of the neighborhoods you grew up in, around the same people you did. So yeah, I understand he got a little butthurt. I tried to, out of respect for him, dial that back. I don't dislike the guy at all. I actually like him, and I think that if the black community could get some more people with his mentality, that there might be a little bit of hope for them. So I wish Hotep Jesus nothing but the best of luck.
Okay, so one of your audience person was acting as if like you guys didn't really care for him, or maybe it was just his perspective, but the whole policing speech stuff. And I agree. Like I grew up in a pretty hood neighborhood too, with Hispanics, blacks. I mean, the only thing we didn't really have was Asians, but the Asian gangs were up down the road, you know? And I mean, I got in the habit of saying it. So what? Like, I'm not saying it disrespectfully, and I would never say it to some random ass stranger on the street, you know?
Yeah, and my difficulty is like, and I understand because there was a rise in people being like, "What up, nigga?" Like these suburban white kids from fucking, you know, Burbank, California, with their white dreadlocks, trying to act cool, eating Molly at an EDM show and dropping N-bombs like it's cool. Like, you gotta understand, I sold cocaine. I lived in the hood. I dealt with hood motherfuckers. I'm sorry, no, I'll take it back. I dealt with hood niggas, right? Who, by the way, I've been around people 10 times harder than Hotep Jesus, and I've said nigga before, and ain't a person in the fucking room flinched because they, you know what I mean? Like, to me, the whole like, you're not going to use that word in my presence. Well, you know who doesn't go on that crusade? Niggas from the hood. They don't. They don't. Now, if I went in the hood and I was like, yeah, I'm alone, you nigger, like, yeah, that would be a different story. I'd be skinned alive, and rightfully so. But a lot of people, most people, and my problem with Hotep it had nothing to do with policing language. I have no problem with you telling me not to use a word in your presence, which is what he said, which I have respect for. I respect people's rights to, you know, don't make, you know, dead baby jokes. I just had a miscarriage last week. I have a sense of decorum. You know what I mean? I'll be like, all right, no fucking miscarriage jokes around little Miss fucking Stuffy Pants. But, you know, so I wasn't
very stuffy in there right now.
It's very roomy now. You know, it's not roomy. The curb in front of the house where you had to put the crib because it's past warranty.
Shit.
Well, they wouldn't take it back. The store wouldn't take it back. It's been here for 9 months. So, My problem with Hotep was that more that the fact that he's okay with other people using the word. That's the slippery slope I don't like. If you're a black guy and you go, I don't want people saying nigga because it offends me, and I wish my own brothers and sisters would stop using that word. I go, okay, so you want to eliminate the N-word for everybody because you feel that that's an unhealthy thing. I don't agree with you, but I can have that conversation.
Yeah.
But when you tell me, oh, you're not the right color to use that language, get fucked, buddy. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. I'm not the right color. You aren't in the right fucking political party if you think that somebody's color of their skin dictates what words they get to use. That's some leftist shit. Hotep. That was my only issue. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody gets to use it or nobody gets to use it. When I said, do your black friends allowed to use it? Well, yeah. Okay, well, then you're a fucking idiot. You probably belong on the left. That's how I feel about it. Everybody gets to use it or nobody gets to use it. I understand why I would catch a content strike if I dropped the N-bomb with a hard R or if I was being racist. But I grew up in a certain socioeconomic, culturally enriched sort of environment. I earn the right to say nigga.
Yeah, and that's when I even asked him the question. I was like, you know, what? So do you just not like the word in general? Do you not want anyone around you using it? And that wasn't the statement. It wasn't no one can use it. It was, well, I don't want white people using it or even Mexican people. No one but black people, which, okay, that's fine. But you're kind of, it's a double standard. And that kind of comes off as,
And you know what? He's right. Fine. You know what? Nigga is his word. Now there's a slight variation of that word. That was our word that was taken from us. So let's again, I'm just trying to think by his rules. I'm using your logic, Hotep. You're right. Nigga, that's your word. You get to keep that. Can we have nigger back? Since we're getting certain words for certain groups, right? By his own fucking logic. That should be the case, right? But it's not. So that's not me. That's your hypocrisy. This is perfect segue because I've been getting so pissed about this. The alt-right, the walk away campaign, all this degeneracy, the based trannies, the based sassy black ladies, diamond and silk. These are all leftists. They're not conservatives. They don't share your values. They don't want the same thing that you do for your own country. So why are we letting them all in? Because we need the votes? Oh, we need another based black guy. We need a black face for the cameras. These people they're not going to join and add more votes and make conservatism better. They're going to do the same thing they do to neighborhoods, which has ruined them, and countries, which
Jesus
has ruined
Christ,
them.
dude.
I'm not wrong.
I didn't say you were, but Jesus.
I mean, like, this is what my problem, though, with the alt-right. They're like, just let everybody. Blair White's great, and Diamond and Silk are great, the Hoteps. Let's just let everybody in. Let's let all the Scott Presslers of the world fucking fist fuck our party. Let's go ahead, right? How can people be so against forced diversity and multiculturalism and migration, but when it comes time and they see their own political party being subject to it, they're like, no, it's okay, though. It's more votes. Is it more votes, or do we eventually have all the fucking degenerates in our party?
I don't know. I think Blair White is a conservative. Happens to be trans.
She's not. She just came out in a video like a week ago and said she's not.
Oh, I didn't watch it. What do you mean? In what respect? Because I didn't catch the video. So,
well, first of all, shout out to LA Werewolf, Frank Espinosa. Subscribe to his channel. He's the best. He found the video. She did a whole one of these videos where she's just laying in bed in a little teddy talking about her e-celeb life and how she got more hard right wing because she was getting more subscribers. She admitted that being MAGA was beneficial to her e-celeb status. And without naming names, she also implied that many, many others, Lauren Southern, I'm looking at you. Cassandra Fairbanks, I'm looking at you. That there are many others who are not quite as MAGA as you'd think they are. but they're cute and they're so based. So donate to my Patreon, you guys. Yeah, it's Blair White came out and basically said, we're all full of shit, dude. And she's taking a little break now.
She was live today.
Yeah, she's still doing stuff, but she's not doing politics really. She's laid back on the politics a bit.
Huh. Yeah, I didn't see that video, and it wasn't a bit.
No, she was being dead ass serious, dude. That the more time she spent pursuing this e-celeb status, the more she had to play a certain role, which is what all these trad thoughts do, whether they have penises or don't. They're all the same breed. They all just popped up suddenly when Trump ran. Hey, we're going to make America great again. Nigga, half of you are Canadian.
Yeah.
Sorry, I like you, Gluck, but still, you're not fucking wearing a MAGA hat, so you don't annoy me as much.
Well, I mean, I'm a centrist, man. I vote with my what I want to see, not with a party. I don't give a fuck. I'd rather float, because I consider myself more like classical liberal in a lot of ways, which is now right. I mean, I could see some use for social issues and social causes, but do I want socialism and all that other shit? No. I'm grew up Christian, stuff like that. So I float between the sides, and some people would call that, not picking a side, but I don't give a fuck. The world needs more people like me, because then we're less driven by our identity. I don't give a fuck what your skin color is. I don't give a fuck about whether you have a dick or a pussy, or you're chopping it off for the other one. I don't care. Leave that shit at home. You're an individual. You're a human. That's all that matters. I don't give a fuck about anything else about you.
But you're allowed to express yourself. Like, I'm not saying Canadians aren't allowed to express themselves politically. We don't live in that perfect world where we could just put all you Canadians in camps.
Hold on, you think I'm from Canada, motherfucker?
Aren't you like Northern Canadian?
Oh, no, I'm Californian, homie.
Why? Okay, all right, my bad. I thought you were. I thought you were one of the Canadian guys.
I'm in California, man. Fuck that.
All right, well, my bad. I thought you were Canadian.
I mean, it's even worse. I'm in California.
Yeah, that's true. If you were Canadian, there'd be a 50-50 chance at saving you.
I actually live in a pretty red area of the state, so.
Oh, we got to hook you up with Hot Goss. You guys can go hang out, go to CPACs together.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm gonna go.
No, I just like, my only problem with the Canadian stuff, though, them in general, was like, we had all these like MAGA thoughts in fucking MAGA hats at Berkeley, and like none of them were American. Half of them were trannies, the other half were Canadians. It's like you got fucking based Fed man walking around punching college kids in the face. And I knew then, I'm like, the fucking state of this party, it's gonna get so bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a bunch of conservative Canadian friends and stuff, and it seems like it's become more reasonable. I mean, they still get shit on, and everyone still gets shit on, but it's more reasonable to come out as more centrist or slightly right-leaning now than it was before. And I think the more you have people opening up to the idea of, like, you're seeing millennials pushing to the center, And
yeah, man, we're pushing that Overton window.
What?
We're pushing that Overton window. It's not going to be all about degeneracy anymore.
Yeah, a lot of people are just tired of the bullshit,
Yeah, I want to go back to the center. I don't want to, like, I am tired of every conversation becoming, it's like, if you go too far right, every conversation, it's a 5-hour stream of, well, how will we build the ethno state, and we will build borders, and we will keep the blacks and Mexicans out. And then it's like, on the other end of the spectrum, the left is just like, how great would it be if we could legally fuck kids? It's like one half wants death camps, the other half wants to fuck everybody's kids. I just want to go back to the middle, man.
Yeah, and the whole, like, that TED Talk.
Oh, that was ball. Yeah,
kidding me?
You better get used to it, man. This is look. If you want to get on the fucking side, the right side of history here, all right, but it's natural, okay, to want to fuck kids. So you need to stop being such a bigot.
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
but this is what I'm dealing with.
Yeah, like, no, and this is what I'm dealing with. And that's why, like, I took a good, like, month away from politics because I was just fucking so I went out to VidCon. I went to VidCon.
I saw that.
I'm not too far from there. So
you couldn't go to Fousey's convention?
Oh, you mean fucking Manic Episode Con? Fuck, dude. Fucking
why is there only one Kanye? Ah! Right, relax, dude. Stop taking
bipolar palooza, dude.
Holy shit, I'm bipolar too, but get a grip on yourself. You
he went off his meds. He went off his meds and he's proud about that. I got inspired.
Like, yeah, everybody gets inspired when they get off their meds for the first 2 hours. And then it's a nightmare for the rest of your life.
Or it's a nightmare for everyone else who you're trying to preach energy to and shit.
Yeah, but like Fousey needs to learn. Like even Charles Manson wrote a couple of good tunes on a good day. You know what I mean? But on his worst day, he was getting pregnant mattresses murdered. So, maybe stay on the meds.
Oh, I know, dude. And the fact that, honestly, dude, and I don't really like Keemstar, but Keemstar, his little documentary, dude, that is the best way to profit on a crazy person.
Yeah, man. And you know what the worst part is? He showed up and he did this is why I hate YouTube people. They're all so goddamn fake. He showed up and he's all like, yeah, man, we're here to support you. And he bought. It's like, you're a fucking You really think he's here to support you? Like, this is what I don't understand. Like you and I was busting your balls on Twitter about the VidCon thing. Cause
yeah,
like none of you people like each other. I know you pretend to. Oh no, I really respect his work. They don't like you and you don't like them, Gluck. Deep down, you don't like them. They're your fucking competitors.
Okay, asshole. Here's the thing. There are at least 4 to 6 people that I like. Just in life in general.
And how many of those 6 are Bunty?
I actually like Bunty a lot.
I know, that's what I mean. He's like 4 of the people out of the 6 that you like.
Yeah, right. No, honestly, I will say this. VidCon was cool for the simple fact that you got to interact with fellow creators. And I got to meet Lacey Green, and she is a genuine person. Like, she is really sweet and nice. And Chris, he's a lot shorter than I thought he would be. Like, that motherfucker is like 5'5", 5'6", but he's a decent enough dude. And that section of the YouTube community, they seem to have like a big connection with each other, and they actually care about them and consider them friends. But you get outside of it, you have like the Tanas and all the other people. They're just there to get their dick sucked, or fucking their fans to fucking go to a convention and wait in line because people like being oppressed.
I guess it's just, to me, the reason I could never go to one of those is because they feel like auditions to me. Like when I used to go to auditions in New York and you go and it'd be all other comedians there.
Yeah.
And it's like, or you go to like a roast and then it'd be like an after party and you'd go, but then you'd go like, oh, I don't fucking like any of these people. Like I've never been good. I'm the worst schmoozer. Because it's like Royce is even worse than I am, but I'm really bad. Because Royce is one of those guys that'll just get moody and not talk to anybody. But I'm the one who proactively tries to sabotage them. Like, I'm like, I don't like these people. They're all the competition to me. And so when I see people like, no, we really like each other. Okay, cool. I don't like any of y'all niggas. You ain't got me in your featured channels. I don't like you. Like, I'm here to fuck your shit up. I'm here to disrupt this shit. I don't see anybody. I don't see any like friends in the community, in the creator community. I see allies and I see enemies. And that's it. I got allies and I got enemies. When I go to one of those events, like, fucking really? I'm not lining up to suck Keemstar's dick, and I'm not flying all the way to LA for a photo op with a fucking. Well, I was gonna say Ice Poseidon, but I guess he's not allowed to go, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably not. It's Ice Poseidon.
It's like he's the only streamer I like because he's a complete spaz.
No, and that's I had a good interaction, and you know what? I didn't act the fan part. I acted as I've interacted with you. We've done video collabs and stuff together. You know, it was actually cool to meet was Reactor, Tim Pool's little brother.
Oh shit. He's fucking see that? It's nepotism, guys. Fucking YouTube's already bringing in the fucking family members of these other guys.
Nah, he does like, I don't know, like comedy videos. Like he's not doing his brother's like, he's like, I fucking hate politics, but I'll talk it occasionally because my brother. I'm like, who the fuck's your brother? He's like, Tim Pool. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, I had no clue.
I like Tim Pool's stuff. He comes off very rational and very well reasoned. But it's funny because when you look at Tim Pool looks like the kind of guy that you would sit next to at a bar and he just next minute he just won't shut up about Building 7 on 9/11. And you're like, this fucking guy. Why did I sit here? But he actually is like, no, he does. He looks like one of those guys that would do a 10-hour video on fucking Building 7. But I've watched Tim Pool's stuff and I'm like, oh no, this is all very well reasoned stuff. Okay, good. Like he seems like the kind of guy that would sit down next to you and go, "You ever seen Loose Change?" And you're like, "I'm not doing this, dude. I'm in a bar right now, I'm trying to have fun."
Hey, Mersh, have you seen Zeitgeist?
That's what I mean. There's always that guy. Dude, there's nothing worse when you're out at a bar and that one guy's like, "Yeah, but what about Building 7 though?" And you're like, "Dude, it's Friday night, man. I just worked all week. I don't care. Like, fuck, man." Like, and I'll go home and obsess over the same thing, but not now. But yeah, we were going to go to VidCon, but that shit was, we're not going all the way to the West Coast. That shit is way too expensive. We're going to DC. It's cheaper. We can drive there.
Yeah. It was fun getting to meet fellow creators. And you know what? None of them in that group, like Bunty and like those guys, some black guy, Derek, whatever his real last name is, but Blackman is a really nice guy. And all those people, you know who was funny as fuck to meet was Billy the Fridge.
Well, why is that not ringing a bell?
Oh, you'll have known him once you look him up. Billy the Fridge, he's a really heavy set dude, but he likes to fight. Like he likes to fight. He almost got some people on the last night we were there. We went out to a local like Irish bar, and because they had a big patio and there were a bunch of us. And so we're drinking, hanging out, and the salsa club in the same area lets out. And they walk out, and there's some like Mexican dudes about to get into a fight. And Billy the Fridge runs over wanting to get involved.
See, but I'd like this Billy guy if he just went and he fucking cold cocked some other content creator or something. Come on, man, make some drama for us.
Yeah, right? No, dude, no, the drama these days are when you make tweets about Demi Lovato that are memes and you didn't create them, and then you're the world's biggest asshole.
Wait, who did that?
You haven't heard about the latest that the mainstream media is coming down on PewDiePie for?
Oh, is this when now like he made fun of stupid heroin addict pop star?
Yeah, because he posted a meme that said it was the "Mom, can I have money for hamburger?" Mom's all hamburger and no, yeah, it was like, "Mom, can I have money for hamburger?" And the mom's all hamburger, and she's like, "Yes, hamburger." Like a boss goes and gets heroin. It was like someone else's meme.
Look, man, the left is going to keep trying to. This is why I am not on board with Gabe Hoffman and Mike Cernovich coming down on all the pedophile jokes are nothing to be joked about. Well, fuck you. Everything is to be joked about. Pedophilia can be funny. Rape can be funny. And guess what? Being a heroin addict is fucking hilarious. And we're going to laugh at you, stupid, because you live a life of luxury. And it's funny to us that you have an Achilles heel. Sorry, but did you know that like 80% of this country is addicted to opiates right now? Nobody.
Yeah, no shit.
Lovato. I care about the fucking dock worker who fucking wrecked his back at work and got fucking a bunch of pills, and then he developed an issue. I don't care about you, you spoiled pop star.
Yeah, and it was funny because there are so many memes floating around Reddit about her, and it's like one of her banner was on Twitter. It said #sober, and someone put a red circle around it and was like, "Guess not anymore." It's like, dude, like you're known as the girl who got her life together and has inspired all these people, and then relapses. You can't make it your thing that you're a survivor and you're clean if you're not going to stay, if you're not that far into your steps or whatever.
Well, she admitted in her latest hit song was about how she relapsed. Like, she glorifies this shit. So I don't really have any fucking pity for her. I don't care. Like, I really don't. All the pop stars in the world could die of a hot spike tomorrow, and it wouldn't affect my life in any way, shape, or form. I don't care. There are people all across the country, in Appalachia, in the Midwest, in the Rust Belt states, in the Bible Belt, that are all suffering from debilitating opiate addiction. And it's not because they were just some party fucking pop star thought that went out and started doing heroin. It's because they had real problems. So, again, I like this. You notice they didn't give a fuck about all the other people that are dying in gutters and trailer parks across the country. But, man, you make fun of Demi Lovato. Demi Lovato's not even a good pop star. She's ranked like 14th. She's not even a top 10 player.
And the only reason it was such a big ordeal is because PewDiePie said it. PewDiePie made the joke, and then the media picked it up because PewDiePie said it. And they want, because since he's kind of the face of YouTube, he's the biggest creator, even though YouTube probably doesn't want him to be their face because they fucking don't like people who are center or conservative-ish. They run him into the ground. The media wants to trample him because he made a fucking joke. But yet, hold on. Wasn't the media defending James Gunn? And everyone else was, well, people were defending James Gunn, and some of those same people are over there running over PewDiePie for a fucking meme that he did not create. It's like, you can't carry these double standards. You can't say James Gunn did nothing wrong, but PewDiePie is a horrible human being. It's just fucking stupid.
But again, this is when Gabe Hoffman came to me originally and went, we got to go after James Gunn. And I was like, all right, what do you got? Because again, I'm an open guy. If I trust you, it would be the same way if you approached me and said, look, I got this thing. I could really use your help signal boosting it. Okay, what do you got? And if you said, look, I got this director doing some horrible shit, I'd go, all right, look, what do you got? If you said tweets, I'd have laughed at you as hard as I laughed at Gabe Hoffman. I'm like, well, you got tweets? Like, you got like tweets of him like diddling kids? Like, is it a confession? Is it pictures of him diddling a kid? What do you got? Well, no, he made a joke about how the water pressure in his hotel was like a 3-year-old peeing on him. Like, that's what you got? Because that's actually a funny joke. Like, that you laughed. See, that's a funny joke. Because I've had those kind of hotel rooms before, and I knew exactly what he was saying when he said it. And like all these other jokes that, like, yeah, some of them didn't land. But I'm like, do you have anything? Do you have James Gunn fucking a kid? Because I'm on board. If this dude molested a kid, will ruin this son of a bitch's life, I'm in. Well, no, he said tweets. I'm like, okay, but your boy Cernovich was bragging in 2012 about how it's impossible to date rape women because once you take them on a date, you know what I mean? Like, they want it. Like, Jesus. Your buddy. You know what I mean? And that wasn't a joke. That was men's right activist. That was MRA roided out Cernovich before the Trump train, Jesus. Bragging about how you can choke a bitch and take what you want in this world. Like, so don't fucking come to me with a James Gunn tweet about 3-year-old pee and your buddies over here bragging about fucking pinning girls down and taking it. Get the fuck out of my face with your manufactured outrage, because I'll strangle you.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, is they want to get mad at certain people, and it's the right's doing the same shit the left does, and it's starting to, it's just like, what the fuck? Like, you can't defend one person for jokes and then not defend another person for jokes. Why? Because they're an addict? Does that make them impervious to fucking jokes? No. Well, who gives a fuck? Yeah. She's a fucking addict. It's her choice to start doing those kind of drugs, because I know that I have a shit family background when it comes to addiction. But did I start any of them, or was I smart enough to learn from my past and my family's past? No, I didn't. I was smart enough. I fucking smoke cigarettes and occasionally I'll have a drink. I'll never put a needle or any other shit in my arm because, one, I'm too smart for that shit. I've seen what it does to people's lives. She made the choice. to do it. You know?
Yeah, no, and it's the same thing. Like I came up, I guess maybe because I came up around stand-up comedy, and I was always around other comics. They don't let you grieve. There is no time to fucking be sensitive.
No.
Or like it's immediate. Like, well, dude, when my mom died, like when my mom died, I remember like breaking the news to one of my comedian buddies, like, yeah, my mom died, and he was like, wow, I didn't think your set was that bad. like that's the way comedians are. And yeah, in the moment you're like, what a dick. But then later on, you're like, God damn, that was fucking funny, man. Like they don't even let you skip a beat, dude. When my wife took off in the middle of the night and kicked me out of the house so she could fuck some dude, like I wanted to die. I wanted to kill myself. My comedian buddies took me out. They gave me some drugs. We got high. We drank. Fucking went to the diner. And then they proceeded to make fun of me for an hour. Like, gee, I can't imagine why that didn't work out. You guys just seem like such a stable couple. You know, and I'm like, all right, look, I deserve it. I get it. But it's better than not being funny about stuff. Like, I'm sorry. Pedophilia is always going to be a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Drug addiction is always going to be a thing. Not making fun of it isn't going to make it go away.
Exactly.
So at the very least, fuck you. I'm going to make these things funny. These very hard to tackle things funny. Like that's the whole point of comedy. It's not like comedy is not somebody farting and you laughing at that. That's not comedy. Comedy is somebody dying and you making that shit funny. That's comedy. That's art. Okay? It's like, you know what I mean? If paint, like to me, when people go, that's not comedy. Comedy is like when somebody slips and falls. No, that's paint accidentally falling on a canvas. That's not art. Art is this guy fell off a ladder and died, and you're making jokes about your neighbor dying, and people actually laughing at the jokes. That's a skill. So, like sometimes you say something and it doesn't land, and you go, oh man. I tell you what, man, the traffic around here is tighter than that last kid I fucked. Huh? And people go, Jesus Christ, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? And you go, all right, well, I guess that one didn't land. But again, it's art. Vincent Van Gogh, I'm sure, made some shitty paintings sometimes. I'm sure they weren't all home runs.
Are you sure?
I'm sure he had to make it. Well, actually, I'll be honest with you. No, I think Van Gogh. All right, what about Picasso? Most of his paintings sucked.
It wasn't until he chopped the ear off that everything got good.
Yeah, no, Van Gogh was good, but it was, yeah, you're right. The earlier stuff, Starry Night was after he took the ear off, right?
I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, and that was like his best painting. I guess what I'm trying to say, kids, is if you're listening, go in your house right now, go into your kitchen, get a knife, and cut off your ear. If you're listening, don't ask your parents. Just go to the kitchen. If you need to use if you can't reach the drawer, push the ottoman up to the drawer, and then you'll have enough leverage. Make sure it's not you want a sharp one. Or look around your kitchen right now. Your parents might have a block of wood somewhere in the kitchen. That's where the best knives are. They're usually sticking out of the top. You heard it here first, folks. By the way, this is Gluck's channel, not mine, so I don't want to hear any shit, SPLC.
Fucking hey. Fuck. Yeah. I think I'm going to have to edit the stream, maybe.
This is a good appearance. This is fun.
Oh, God.
You're fine. It's a joke. Wait, can nobody fucking joke around anymore?
Oh, on YouTube? I don't think so. I don't think it's physically possible anymore these days.
Oh, good. We'll all go over to Vimeo where nobody's watching.
Yeah, seriously. BitChute. You go to BitChute. I don't know how you record I don't know how you record, but I don't know how you do live streams there, but we can figure that out.
I thought BitChute was just basically for like whenever somebody live streams their suicide now.
Jesus Christ.
That's what it is though, right? Like whenever somebody live streams their suicide by cop, you're like, I'm not uploading this to YouTube. BitChute. Clickety clickety clack.
I have my stuff upload to BitChute. It's a backup for me more than anything. In case my channel ever goes down. I haven't got a strike or anything, obviously. I'm live streaming, so that's not a challenge to get me a strike, please.
Just don't make fun of Baked Alaska. You'll be all right.
Jesus.
But no, yeah, like that's the like we even pay now. We pay for the Vimeo. Like I guess there's like a a Vimeo Pro.
What?
And we just started. Yeah, it's like $7 a month, and you can upload like unlimited. So
hold on. They have a max you can upload for free.
Vimeo, yeah.
Oh, I don't watch Vimeo.
Yeah, Vimeo's like, I mean, it's a pretty good max. It's not like remember PewTube? PewTube was like, you could download up to 50 megabytes in a week, and I'm like, that's the fucking. Are you kidding me? That's like not even pictures on new phones.
That's like a 2-minute video at shitty resolution with no audio besides the voice.
So Vimeo's better than that, but the problem is we ended up paying for the pro account because we had too many just too many content strikes and like DMCA takedowns. We went after these 2 fat girls that do a podcast, and they hit us with a copyright strike, and we could have fought it
for what?
For making fun of their show, for playing their show and making fun of it.
That's fair use on YouTube, though.
It is fair use, but in order to combat the strike, we had to give out our address and stuff. And I'm like, I'm not giving these lunatic lefty fat girls my fucking address. So we let it stay down and we put it up on Vimeo. We're like, well, fuck it, we'll just put everything on Vimeo. So now like all our shows are on Vimeo as an ultra backup, just in case, because that Zuck is coming. Or like, we're not going to keep our channel. That shit's gonna go away one day. Because now the new thing is they got that you've seen it, the flagging tool on it's built into Chrome. Anti-Fa flag.
Yeah.
So like now they can flag your shit out of existence anyway. So I'm waiting for them to do that shit where they time out like 3 content strikes perfectly, so they just take my channel away.
Right. But they would have to. It would have to be mass flagged. And honestly, I think you have a big enough audience that you could get around it. As you guys grow bigger, the more likely you are. Once you hit the 100,000 mark, when you hit the 100,000 mark, you get a community manager, so you'll be good to go. And then that's someone you reach out directly to.
Well, we're still sitting at 4,500, so we'll see in a couple of years, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know, man. I'm sitting at what, 435, 440.
They make it so hard.
Oh yeah. Well, and even I've only had a recent uptick because of created content, and I've been putting out probably about 2 videos a day, and it's not. I schedule them, so I'll be, if I'm at work or anything, it'll come out, and those are starting to get views, and without me promoting them myself or anything. So I think if you're consistent. And you guys are consistent, 1 video a day through to, Saturday. If you could take and throw something out on the weekend, just edited versions of whatever you have from the weekday show, you would probably see some uptick in views on your created stuff. And the algorithm's bullshit, dude. Like, I can't.
Yeah, no, and I've wanted to do that, dude. But it's like I'm doing RTCs 2 hours a day. Then I do Nightwave for like 2-3 hours a night.
Yeah.
And then I'm writing articles. Like I can only do so much. So it's like it gets to a point where cutting up clips, it's hard, especially when I could just write an article. Like I stopped cutting up clips because, for instance, I would write an article about a topic we talked about, and I would make sure that article went around like hardcore. But then I would embed the video timestamp to the part where we're talking about it in the full episode, just to get the views up. Because like if I cut up best ofs and put those up, they're just kind of cannibalizing views from the main video. I'm trying to get the main video views up. So we're getting now to where probably within the next month, each episode will probably hit 1,000 views an episode. So
nice.
We're getting there. And plus people don't realize too, we fuck our own shit up because we have an audio only podcast. We stream on Twitch sometimes on Facebook. So it's like we're spread out. So the YouTube numbers don't properly reflect our audience, because there's quite a few hundred people that download our shit every day in their cars just to stream, like audio only. So we're trying to get there.
Yeah, and I could see that being the thing, but the benefit you have is if you're getting clicks on your guys' site and you're pulling views on the content from there, it helps with the algorithm a lot. And the fact that you're putting out a 2-hour show,
Yeah, and I mean, doing the articles helps because then we're basically double dipping. I mean, you get AdSense from the
Yeah.
article, then the article also embeds your own videos. So that's like, you know, you try to squeeze whatever shekels you can out of Google because they don't make it easy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and then you guys, that Amazon thing, I'm gonna have to figure out how you guys set that shit up because I might have to set that up because I think it's a good way to get people to support.
Well, yeah, add it to the list. Streamlabs and the Amazon. The Amazon thing is fucking easy, dude. The only thing that sucks about it is waiting like a week for them to approve you. But
Oh, okay, gotcha.
filling it out is easy. You just fill it out and then you wait. And sometimes it's a couple days, sometimes it's up to a week. And then eventually they'll give you a little email, and then you log in and they give you all the embed codes.
Oh, that's awesome.
But the thing is you gotta have a like, I don't know, do you have a website?
I mean, I could build one on Wix or something really fast.
Yeah, because you want to have because it's all click through. There's no referral code. So that's why we're always telling people
would have to have an actual link for them to click off of.
So we always tell people go to our site, then click the banner, and then do your shopping. And we've actually done all right with that too. It's not. I'll tell you what, man. It's not. They don't really hook you up on the percentage. It's not very good, but it does add up. Again, it's just another revenue stream that when you, especially when it's only like 40, 30, 60 bucks a month here and there.
Oh yeah,
we don't even pay attention to it, but it really comes in handy because then after like 4 or 5 months of getting money from them, it's about $300, and that's around the time like Bluehost will call and be like, "You owe us, $211.50," and you're like, just fucking take it out of the Amazon. Like it's worked out where we're not spending money anymore, which is cool. God damn, it'd be nice to start making it, which is why I started doing Nightwave, because at least like the fans now, they donate for that. And then I just basically, everything that doesn't make ROTC and everything that's like way too edgy or will probably get us sucked or like shit where I've basically used Nightwave before to straight up brigade. Like we've just spent an hour building a crew, and then we would brigade somebody on Twitter or YouTube. Like that's when I called Narcissa Wright like a week ago, and I ate that bitch alive.
Jesus.
But it was like, dude, I was making no money that night, and then I went on her show, ripped her apart, and then somebody donated, like my boy Filipino Shea donated the entire difference. Because he's like, all right, that shit was worth it. Like that was like we sat in waiting for a good 20 minutes while this bitch kept me at bay. And then she finally was like, all right, let's bring this guy on. And dude, she asked for blood sports. I did not just go picking on her. Okay. Narcissa Wright decided I'm going to do blood sports because that's a moneymaker. So nobody was really calling in and giving her blood sports. And I was like, well, this young lady asked for blood sports. Let's give her blood.
That's one thing you don't ask for, especially if people are coming after you. You want to bring people on to debate and make money off of them arguing, or argue with someone who you actually have an issue with.
Yeah, no, this was 10 minutes of me yelling at her and going, you let your parents down, and screaming at her. And it ended with her just sitting. She sat there for a minute and then just took her headphones off. No. Yeah, everybody's like, you broke her. But again, I'm not just going to go fucking with people. But somebody wants to go, I want blood sports. I want to bring it. I want to make that internet money. And I'm like, all right, if you want it, I'll give it to you. But you're not going to like this.
Jesus.
Like, if I go on YouTube and I'm doing my live shitposting show and it literally has a tranny on the front page going, I want blood sports. I'm like, okay. But this is going to end with you making me out to be a bad guy.
Yeah, or everyone else getting mad. And it's the thing is, that's why I've kind of stayed away from it, because I want to have some fun with people and like troll people, but I'd rather not pull people in, the wrong people into my realm, and and then get my bullshit falls on my side work with Andy and elsewhere, because I actually think of the outcome of my own actions.
Oh yeah, no, of course. I mean, and again, that's something that I would have, like, I definitely wouldn't do shit like that every night, because even again, it just going back to the blood sports thing, it would get stale. Like if every night was just me picking on somebody, it would be no fun. But like once in a while, like it was just one of those golden moments of we're scrolling through and I'm like, blood sports, what is this? And I'm like, oh, it's Tranny wants blood sport. You guys want me to get in on this Discord? But again, if I did it every night, it's like
it loses its shock, or it's funny.
It's why ECW and Internet Blood Sports had the same problem, which is that every day it was flaming tables and people are going to jump off the fucking atrium of the building onto a fucking windshield of a car. And then next week we're going to get flaming thumbtacks. And then eventually people are like burnt out and you're just going to kill people. Like you gotta, you have to. This is why I feel like that format would have been better if they just, took a break once in a while. Hey, let's play this gym video while we all go have a smoke break. Like lighten the mood.
Right.
Like let's come back and we'll talk a little basic stuff. But no, it was just always, you fucking touched my parents, I'll kill your family. And you're like, all right, this is a fun hour, but now I'm done. I'm tired. My ears hurt.
Yeah, once the hardcore yelling starts and the person won't let the other person talk, man. I just like in the first stream I came on was where Andy checked out. I checked out. I was just sitting there listening, and I was trying to ask some actual logical questions, like how this happened or how did that get involved in this, and then that person would scream at me for actually asking a logical question, and then go back to screaming at Tonka or back and forth, and I'm just like, and they're like, "You want a hug box? You want a hug box?" I'm like, "What the fuck?"
I watched that stream and I literally heard you multiple times on the stream go, yeah, but okay, but if guys, if you were to, okay, but if and then eventually and that's when Andy just started flipping and falling off of his chair and lighting his nipples on fire. I'm like, all right, everybody's checked out at this point.
Yeah, and at that point, like it was Pop, who's one of the other co-hosts. Me, Pop, and Andy are doing it together, and Pop was trying to ask a question. I'm like, dude, and then Andy jumps in and is like, hey, but Dio, and then he just keeps talking. I'm like, hey, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, shut the fuck up. Andy has a question. And I got him to actually settle down, and he's like, well, this. And I'm like, no, it's Andy's channel. You shut the fuck up and let him ask his question. Like, I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care if you're Tonka. I told Tonka to shut the fuck up multiple times because, one, I have respect for the owner of the channel. That's going to be it through and through. If I'm on there as a host, a guest, whatever, someone's being a dick to the creator whose channel it is, get the fuck out of my way,
Yeah, and it sucks. You got people yelling at each other, so you don't even have the luxury of like potting them down. Like I'm used to having like one caller at a time. So if they're yelling at me on my show, I just pot them down and talk over them.
Yeah,
like that's the one luxury you have. You'll go, shut up. I'm just gonna mute you and talk over you, you fucking idiot. This is my
yeah.
Well, when you have two people yelling at each other, you can't. It just fucks the whole rhythm up.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that's why I like doing conversations one-on-one, and I've had some situations where I had multiple people on, but I was on some other streams, and I'm just like, and I'm not talking about Andy's when it was just me, him, and Pop. It's, dude, there's this really good dynamic there, but I've been on other streams where there's more than 2 or 3 people on, and I'm like, dude, why are you guys talking over each other? Like, shut up for a second and listen to what the person's saying completely. Like that just fucking rubs me. Like, don't talk.
You gotta keep all that arguing shit to like an hour at a clip. Otherwise it gets old. Like we had LA Werewolf and Nick Abbott come on our show and scream at each other on New Year's for like an hour, and it was glorious. But like once it started, like we have a we can read the room, and me and Royce know when me and him are both bored with it, it's time to end. And it wasn't even a full show that night. It was just like a special. These two wanted to argue, and we're like, yeah, sure, come on our show and fight. And it was a good segment. But yeah, once it dwindles down, we don't want to do 3 hours of them yelling at each other. Like that hour was beautiful. Now we're just gonna circle around and keep saying the same shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like this guy yelled, this guy, they got it all out of him. The audience loved it. I'm like, let's get out of here. Let's quit while we're ahead.
Yeah, cut. Now kick them the fuck out and let's talk about something else.
Yeah, leave them wanting more, or just end the stream. Leave them wanting more.
Just
come back if you're not on 9 hours a day.
In the mid yell, just cut it off.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. It's one of those things where I never wanted to get into it. I'll sometimes be in rooms where people get into it, and I'm not I'll yell occasionally when I have to, when I have a point to make, but it's only if a person's yelling over me. Like once I get them, I'm gonna be like, hey, can I make a point? Can I ask you a question? And then it's just when they continue yelling, it's like, fuck, dude. Like, what? This is not fun for the audience with ear rape. Like, they don't want to hear you screaming in their ear the whole night.
So I'm curious. You're the only guy I know that knows this person besides me. So whatever happened to Leaf? Is she still like a thing, or?
She's still around, and she actually apologized to me for being a shithead. I'm hoping she'll apologize to you guys at some point too.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
I don't know.
She's made like overtures of like, yeah, we're all right, and I'm like, yeah, kind of, but you should probably apologize for fucking getting out of line, but whatever.
Well, because she jumped on me for going on your guys' show.
She jumps on her. She jumped on a lot of people, and it was a fucking major mistake for her.
Yeah, so she jumped on me for going on your guys' show, but then like the other day, I don't know, we were on Discord in the same room or something, and I was just like, hey, like well, and we both were mods on a Bunty server, right? And so I was just like, I saw her in another server I was in, and I'm like, what are you up to? And I'm like, she's like, yeah, like, I'm sorry about that. Shit, I was being a cunt to you too, because I was like, how you been? Sorry, I was kind of an ass back to you. She's like, yeah, I was being a cunt. And I'm like, well, at least she can own her shit. So that's hopefully where she'll go with you guys, because that her connection to you guys is how I got to know you guys.
Yeah, and I mean, look, I didn't have a beef with her. My only beef with her was that, like, I handle things like that internally.
Yeah.
And she chose to speak out of turn and start attacking us publicly. And she even released DMs in an attempt to make me look crazy, but they only made her look crazy because she released my DMs, and her DMs were her going, you're dealing with a guy who's doxing people. He's evil. He's a terrible man, and I can't have anything to do with you. And my response was, well, I'm sorry to hear that, but I wish you the best of luck. Take care. And then she took that to the internet and was like, can you believe this guy? It's like, I'm like, what do you want from me? Like, I don't look, my entire life, women have been trying to issue ultimatums to me. It has never worked. It's never worked. And I'm talking really beautiful women with good jobs and great careers and great lives who were actually having sex with me, who I said, don't ever fucking tell me what to do. Get your shit and get out of my house. So when somebody who kind of helps us out on Discord issues ultimatums, I'm like, you're not the boss. Don't fucking tell me what to do. And even then, I didn't go, don't tell me what to do. I said, well, take care. Wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. And then it was just like fucking 2 months of hell on Twitter, And I'm like, I didn't take this public. You did. You decided to make a thing of this and attack our brand and me and Royce. And it was out of line. I never attacked her. I mean, I eventually started to when, look, like any other person, you eventually get sick of getting punched. Eventually you start punching back. But, I never had an issue with her, but she does seem very, she does seem to dwell and very much thrive on the, no pun intended, but Discord on the internet, drama, beef. You know what I mean? There's always some drama, and it's like, God, dude, like I got enough real like drama in my life. I don't need to manufacture this shit. I don't need synthetic drama.
No, and that's why I don't jump into like the arguing over stuff. And it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I'll get into debates with people and stuff like over politics, but this person doxed this person. Well, that's not nice. That's not good. But what can you do now? What are you going to do? Hold a court for the person? Like, you don't know who they are. They're anonymous. Like, why? You can scream at them all you want, but is it really going to change them being the asshole they are? No. Like,
yeah. And I guess I'm from a very different time. And as are you, where the internet wasn't as much of a influence in our lives.
Or didn't exist.
Well, it didn't exist. And then,
Yeah.
even in our teen years, it wasn't exactly a fucking common everyday thing. And in our generation, you ran your fucking dick sucker and, you ran the risk of somebody coming to your house and fucking you up. Like that was life. There was no hiding behind a pseudonym and an avatar and a weird, picture that you bought on Fiverr and using VPNs. Back then, it was you ran your mouth. Somebody came to your house and fucked you up. So, these kids, oh God, I sound like a boomer. These kids today, but no, these kids today have no, they don't want any accountability for the words they speak, for the shit they talk. Everybody wants to shit talk from the comfort of their fucking mom's basement while they're eating tendies in front of their laptop. Nobody wants to risk getting punched in the mouth. I'll get punched in the mouth. It's not really going to affect me. Why do you think we went after base fucking Fedman and all these other crazy alt-writers? I made fun of TWP, and I had Traditional Workers Party when they were still around. Dude, there was a whole Discord server dedicated to finding me and kicking the shit out of me. Matthew Heimbach himself had to tell all of them to stop because Matthew Heimbach found half of the shit I said about him amusing.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing is it's outrage culture for being outraged is what. Have you talked to the person? Is he offended? No, he's not. Then why are you outraged?
I photoshopped a picture of the TWP guy making it rain, and there was a Happy Meal in front of Heimbach, and Heimbach thought that shit was hilarious, and they're like, "Well, fuck this guy up," and I'm like, even then I was like, dude, I live in Florida, I'm not gonna dox myself, but I know there's enough of you guys in Central and North Florida. You want to meet up somewhere and throw hands? I'm in. Let's do this. And if I lose, I'll fucking tweet a picture of my beat up face and go, TWP, whoop my ass. What are you going to do, right? And guess what? We'll go do Revenge of the Cis Monday, and I'm still going to talk shit about you.
Right?
So dox me.
Well, and that's the thing is when we grew up, people actually got into scuffles and, meet me after school was actually still a major thing. And you didn't have to worry about getting shot or shivved or fucking anything like that. It was, you were going to fuck each other up. And if there's a branch on the ground, you're going to grab the branch because this is a street fight. We had a pond basin. So a basin for drainage for the city, for the water level or whatever.
Yeah. Dude,
it was sump. Right. And it was like a park almost. It was, they grassed it and everything. It was right by the high school. And that's where all the fights was there.
The old sump.
Yeah.
That's so hilarious.
It was low off ground where you can't see it from the school or anything. But I mean, cars driving by could see you, but that's where people fought. And I mean, you handled your shit like adults or men or fucking women beating their asses, and you got it squashed in a way. You could still talk shit, but do you want another ass whooping?
Yeah, nowadays they just cyberbully you and then reveal to everybody in the school that you're gay, and then you just kill yourself. It's a whole new system of justice I don't understand.
Dude, yeah.
Back then we used to just punch each other in the face and then go home.
Yeah. Someone goes home with a fucking bloody nose and bruised eye, and that was good. But now it's like, let's see how far we can run this person into the ground.
Yeah, and I guess that's probably why I never really went too hard on Old Leaf, because I get it. I was a kid once too, and I know she's older than a kid, but she's still a kid in my opinion. And look, I thought my fucking life was over every week when I was her age. You know what I mean? I literally thought my life was over at 20 every goddamn week. And then you get older and you realize, oh no, life is just one series of misfortunes, and it's just suffering until the end. So it's never over.
No, and you're not limited to being happy because you want to be. Shit's gonna happen. Shit's gonna kick you in the face. Sorry, that's just the way the world works. You know? I don't know.
I just caught a fucking god damn it.
What?
I just got fucking reported on Twitter.
For what? Oh god.
For a tweet about Lauren Southern Come on, man.
God.
Are you serious?
What'd
Who
you
the
say?
fuck is reporting me?
Oh God, dude, what'd you say?
Somebody was yelling at me about I was yelling about Cern. It was when I was yelling about Cernovich.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody was like, yeah, but oh, who's next? What are you gonna abuse Lawrence? Or no, Lauren Southern was defending Mike Cernovich, and I retweeted her. And I said, yeah, why don't you do another fucking $200 Skype session, you whore? So a couple of white knights were defending her, and somebody said, does she really do that? The tweet that was offensive that got me reported. Yeah, dude, it's on her fucking website. She's a fucking cam whore. I also heard from multiple people that she fucked Tommy Robinson, who's married. You got any other alt-like cunts you want me to put the boots to?
Shit,
12
dude.
hours off Twitter. Sorry, guys. If you don't see me on Twitter for a little while, Daddy got in trouble.
Yeah, so then you got
no. Should I appeal this?
Yeah, you might as well. Why not? What's the worst case? They say no, and then they freaking leave you on 12-hour timeout. I got a 7-day suspension for fucking defending. Okay, for saying that we shouldn't treat someone with autism like they're any less of a person than us. Literally saying, treat an autistic person like a normal person. That's all I said. Well, I was talking shit to the autistic person, and then someone came and started white knighting for him. And I was like, I'm giving him more respect than you are. I'm treating him as my equal and calling him out for his bullshit. And if you want to focus on the fact that the kid's autistic, that's on you. That's your responsibility and your mindset. But I'm not going to. I'm going to call him out on his shit, just like I'd want him to call me out on mine. And I got a fucking 7-day suspension on it, dude.
I'm going to try the same defense I used last time.
She's literally a Nazi?
Yes.
Oh, dude. So,
I'm writing, I was suspended. This must be a mistake. I was being attacked by Nazi trolls after me on the behalf of Lauren Southern and defending myself. Look at the SPLC website. She's a literal white supremacist.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I love being a leftist. You get all kinds of perks. I guarantee you. Watch, this will get overturned.
You'll get out of Twitter jail like that. Their bots are gonna read Nazi, SPLC, blah blah blah, and let you go right away.
Watch, guys. I'm gonna have a blue check mark by tomorrow. Mark my words. I'm a Nazi fighter. I did just appeal it though. Lauren Southern is a Nazi. She's a white supremacist. She's spreading alt-right propaganda about South Africa. It works every time though. Just go after the right. They don't ever give you shit.
Yeah, I might have to try that if I ever get something where it's like I'm attacking someone who's on the right. And the funny thing about yours is, who do you think reported you? A bunch of people on the right?
You know, it has to, I'm going to guess it's either Cernovich's fans or it's Gabe Hoffman's fans. They're the only ones that have a hard on for me right now.
They're on the right, though, aren't they?
Yeah, no, but they're not. I wouldn't consider them right wingers. I consider them SJW fog hats.
Yeah, they're lefties. They're pulling the like SJW bullshit by trying to flag you down. But we want free speech. It's like, okay,
exactly.
Seriously.
Fuck. Ew, am I really getting attacked by somebody whose name is at Pure Ashkenazi? Oh, you're barking up the wrong train with me, pal.
Jesus Christ.
Beat it, triple parentheses. I'm not in the mood tonight.
Jesus Christ.
Look, somebody's got to keep these people in line, Gluck. Somebody has to.
So when I was driving home from work, I stopped by the coffee shop and grabbed a coffee on my way home. And I was on the phone with my buddy who you haven't met him. I think you've seen him on my Twitter and stuff, but Sicko or John. I'm on the phone with him, and this lady is in front of me, and I'm like cussing her out because she literally did something stupid and almost made me crash into her. And then as she's driving down, this guy literally walks out in front of her and then stands in front of her car. And I'm like, okay, I'll go around her. He runs in front of my car. He's like, you want to run me over? You want to run me over? And I'm like, dude, get the fuck out of the road, crazy person. And he's
Somebody
like,
wants money.
Yeah, he was trying to get hit by her, and then he was trying to get hit by me. And I'm like, get the fuck out of the road. And I picked up my cell phone like I was recording it, even though I was on a call, so I can't record video. And so I pick it up and act like I'm recording him, and he gets out of the way. I'm like, hey, this town down the hill, their psych ward's still open. You might want to go check yourself in. And he fucking throws his fucking drink or whatever he hands in his hand at my car. It's like, dude, one, I'm not going to run your ass over. Two, God damn, why are there crazy people in here? Why?
Because in the late 70s, early 80s, we just
mental.
Yeah, and we just let them all clear out. And that's why, no, I'm serious. And that's why we have all these trans people. And that's why we have 8-year-old drag queens. And that's why we have all these kid diddlers. Do you know kid diddlers? Do you know what the workaround with kid diddlers was back in the day? You put them in a fucking mental asylum and you never let them out.
Oh, and that was the frontal.
Oh, well, they did that too. But back then, even that was too much of a fucking expense. They would just lock you in a fucking nutty house for the rest of your life. Like that was like, you watch Sling Blade. Remember like Sling Blade in the beginning when that guy's like talking about raping all those kids and shit? Like that's what they used to do with you. There was no fucking due process. There was no, oh, I got to write my rights and my lawyers and my damn. No, it was just, no, you're fucking diddling kids. We're going to put you in a nut house and you'll never be deemed credible to ever leave this place. And we shut down mental health. That's why we have all these fucking, like all these problems, like all these indicators that something's wrong. And we're just not empathetic anymore. We don't give a fuck. Like we don't care. We used to actually go, hey, so-and-so, real outcast. He looks like he's having a bad day. Let's try to make it better for him. Nowadays, you're like, what the fuck? Do you remember Emma Gonzalez bragging about picking on Nicholas Cruz? Like, she's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, well, and then you also have the mindset of you hear about how horrible you are as a white person or as a male in general. Why would you go out of your way to help people? Like if you're told you're the demon, I'm the demon. Why would you go out of your way to be empathetic to people at that point?
Yeah, and it's, I don't even care that they think we're awful because we are awful.
No, we all have our fucked up parts of us.
Own your own awfulness. That's my problem. Like, yeah, I will admit that white people are terrible, but you need to admit that blacks can be terrible and Jews can be terrible and Arabs can be terrible. Women can be fucking terrible. Like, just own your terribleness. And I would be willing to say, yeah, white people tend to be sociopathic and murderous. I get it. But we also built the Parthenon and we built the Colosseum. You know what I mean? So, you take the good, you take the bad, something, and then you get the facts of life.
Yeah, and that's one thing. It's like we've gotten away from individualism, and that's where it's like, you know what? Why does it matter what group one group is or what they have dangling between their legs? You keep telling me I'm horrible because of my skin color. I'm going to, one, either get more racist. Like, I'm going to get more racist. That tends to be the motive. People will push away because they want to push back. Or I'm just going to not give a fuck about anyone anymore, and I'm going to focus on me and protect me, Yeah,
you have to. Like, dude, I was still living in the hood when the election was going on. And I was still working in strip clubs at the time. And I lived in this place called Rainbow Heights in Tampa, which is worse than the worst part of Tampa. Like, it's absolutely horrendous. And I noticed a change in everybody's attitudes towards me in my own neighborhood in the hood during the election. The shit is all manufactured. Like people didn't hate whites in 2016, at least not in the beginning of it. Late 2015, it wasn't like that. And then suddenly, like, I didn't feel safe anymore. Like, I think it hit me when I went to this little bodega by my house one day. And, like, I got breakfast and I was just I was leaving or whatever. And I bought a pack of cigarettes. I was still smoking then. And I didn't have a lighter. And I turned to this hood ass ghetto dude that's outside drinking a 40. And I was like, hey, my man, can I use your lighter real quick? You would swear if you were sitting in a car with the window rolled up watching me, you would have swore I asked him if I could fuck his mother. The way this guy reacted to me. And I was like, yeah, and it was purely like, dude, fucking get out of here, white boy, and all this shit. And I'm like, okay, I just needed a lot. Yeah, you know what? Never mind. I mean, it was like, this wasn't like this a year ago in this neighborhood. So it's all manufactured, dude. And like you said, you're going to keep telling me I'm bad, you know, and then they wonder, well, why are all these, why is the alt-right on the rise? Because you got a bunch of young white men that are getting vilified and treated like shit. And then you got a bunch of guys that are like, well, come to this barbecue this weekend. They don't know it's a trad worker barbecue, you know? Next thing you know, they're reading culture critique and they don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and that's why, okay, I agree with a lot of what he says is Jordan Peterson. He's got the right.
I thought you meant culture critique. I was like, oh shit, no, guys. Luck's our guy, huh?
No. Yeah. No, Jordan Peterson, his mindset on how young men are being failed. Like, I mean, it's showing. And you have if you're constantly told you're something for the longest time, you're probably going to start believing it at some point, right? If you're told you're a Nazi, well, then why? If you're constantly going to tell someone they're a fascist, Nazi, horrible human being, why in the hell should they not become that horrible human being that you're so worried that they, quote unquote, aren't or are? Apologies.
Yeah, or even worse, if you keep calling them Nazis and then finally they go, you know what? What is with all this Nazi shit? And then they go on Google one day and then maybe they look up what the Nazis were. And then, I don't know, maybe they start, I don't know, crunching some numbers, let's say, you know? And, you know, next thing you know, they're like, well, wait a minute here. And now you have literal Nazis. You happy now left?
Yeah, they created their own enemy. And it's like, I don't know. I will never attack someone over words, ever. Physically attack someone over words. And the mindset of punching people because of words, you're going to get a lot of pissed off people. And then what's going to happen? You're going to have what happened to Mr. freaking Portland Antifa get knocked the fuck out and end up in a coma. You're going to fucking attack the wrong person that one time and you're going to be comatose, motherfucker, you know?
Yeah, how that guy got so beat up with a collapsible baton is like, dude, it's I watched that video so many times. Not only did you get your shit, you got knocked out, but you got your shit took. There's something about being disarmed as a man that it hurts more than prematurely ejaculating. Like nothing wounds a man's ego more. If I pulled a gun or a knife or a stick on you and I end up knocked down on the ground and you end up with that weapon in your hand, it's the most humiliating thing for a man to go through ever. Like you got your fucking weapon taken from you. Like you should have to go move to a new school. No questions.
Yeah, and it's like to take, okay, you want to be a big badass and fight the Nazis or anyone who's white and disagrees with you or brown and disagrees with you. You want to fight them, but then you take a punch like a bitch and you get knocked the fuck out. And that guy's haymaker didn't look like it would put me on my ass like that, you know?
I don't know, man. He looks like a...
I mean, I would take the hit and know how to fall. That guy he got hit right up on the ear and he got fucked up.
Well, one of his biggest problems too, and again, I've watched this video multiple times, so I can tell you, he's like he's limp-wristedly swatting at him with the baton, but he was doing it rhythmically. So like Rufio Panman was just literally like 1, 2, freak the fuck out of here. Like, you know what I mean? Like by the third, if you're going to do that shit so rhythmically, by the fourth time, you're leaning into getting a fucking punch to the temple. So that guy really had it coming. And I was glad. Look, I'm not the biggest Rufio Panman fan, and I can't stand the fucking Proud Boys. And I don't like Rufio Panman for the fact that he's trying to be Bass Stickman 2.0 now.
Yeah.
So he's like got all those little GoFundMes, and he just travels around and like bangs like fucking, you know, trad thoughts like Ashton Birdie and, you know, fucking punches people in the face and gets more donations. And it becomes like a fucking Fedman cycle. So I don't like what he does, but I did enjoy the one moment of comeuppance. I'm like, you don't fuck with a guy like that. Like, he's going to knock you the fuck out. What did you expect, dude?
You got to tell me, though, you wouldn't bang Ashton? I would.
I got to be honest with you. No. Here's two reasons. And again, I mean,
if you know that she's disease, then probably not. But
well, I don't know that, but I do know some people that she has been well acquainted with, and I wouldn't do it. Also, she might be the dumbest person I've ever encountered in the past decade, and I spent most of those years working in strip clubs. Ashton Birdie is the stupidest person. Ashton Whitty's the dumbest person I've ever seen on Twitter. And that's, I mean, come on, dude. Fucking Zoe Quinn's on Twitter. Fucking Ian Miles Chong is on Twitter. Okay. I'm telling you, Ashton Birdie is the stupidest person I've ever seen on Twitter.
Really? I don't follow her Twitter too much. Like, I just think she's bangable. But if she's,
I mean, you know, look, if I was at one of these little Berkeley stupid meetups or whatever, and she wanted to hit, I get it, man. I'm 35. I'm not in the business to say no to fucking young ass. But she's just, the problem is she's just so dumb, and that's a big turnoff for me. And I'm not trying to act like I'm better than anybody. Like, trust me, I'm a guy. I like to get my fuck on, and trust me, I'm no prize pig myself. I'm not a blue ribbon calf. But you know, you got to be mildly interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'd rather bang Faith Goldie, and she looks like a Coach bag at this point. But at least Faith Goldie, you can go out to breakfast with the next day and have like a good conversation with. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'd rather bang a girl who has skin like a fucking Corinthian leather sofa, who can at least uphold a conversation while I'm smoking a post-sex cigarette.
Well, and never mind. Ashton Whitty, yeah, she's decent looking, but she also seems like she's in the Cernovich camp.
Yeah, she's in the whatever camp benefits her, like most trad thoughts. No, look, I'm going to say this, all right? Guys, listening to this, none of these women are to be trusted. They're not thought leaders. They're not philosophers. They're not like, look at the great philosophers of history. Look at all the great statues of the great philosophers. You don't see a lot of long hair on those statues, do you? Women are not thought leaders. They're not political leaders. They're not community organizers. They will gravitate to whoever's winning. That's it. If somebody else was winning the culture war right now, if the left was winning the culture war right now and was still cool, Lauren Southern would be doing videos about how the alt-right is making up conspiracy theories about South Africa. These women are not to be trusted. The more attractive they are and the younger they are, the more full of shit they are.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's still, you know, I mean, if they're going to use the politics for themselves, why not use them a little?
Yeah, and I mean, look, I'm not going to not let the Ashton Birdies of the world. Look, we need shield maidens. And, you know, guys like Bass Stickman and Rufio Panman and, you know, all these guys, you know, people like Augustus Invictus, yeah, they need somebody to help them get the poison out once in a while and, you know, maybe send a few emails for them and organize a thing. I get that. That's great.
Make a sandwich.
But nobody's looking to Lauren Southern in any sort of like you understand if 9/11 Part 2 started happening right now, nobody in the room is looking to the woman. Like, what do we do? Nobody. Nobody's going to look to a 19-year-old blonde trad thought in a MAGA hat and go, what do you think the future of the movement is? They're just pretty. And also when people give me it's a good entryway for people to get red pilled. You know, like people will see Lauren Southern and she's pretty and then maybe they'll get red pilled. Really? Is she dropping a whole lot of red pills, is she? Get the fuck out of here. Stop it. Just start calling out the Jew, then we can talk.
No, dude.
But they won't do it. They won't do it. I want to lose my Patreon money. Well, then I don't have any respect for you.
Yeah, but at least the one thing I do say, Lauren's not afraid to piss some people off about the Islam stuff.
Yeah, but again, Islam, it's mildly offensive to pick on Islam. But is it really that offensive now?
Well, it is in other countries.
Yeah, but what does she do? She knows she's not going to go to fucking jail. She flies over there and they go, oh, you got a license to be here, mate? And she goes, no, I don't. I'm sorry. And then she gets her footage of her leaving. And then she goes, sorry, guys, I was kicked out and they're going to fine me all this money. Donate to my Patreon, $200 Skype sessions. I would have way more respect for her.
What's the $200 Skype session thing?
Go to her website. Oh yeah, go to her website.
What? Hold on.
I don't know. I still don't know what's funnier: Lauren Southern charging $200 for Skype sessions, or Laura Loomer charging people $500 to teach them how to be a journalist. They're both equally hilarious to me, but at least Loomer isn't being a thought. Gotta give her that much.
Hold on. Can we get video evidence of one of her Skype sessions?
I'm not paying $200 to talk to Lauren Southern. Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I wouldn't talk to her.
No, I get that, but I don't think she's not coming. Come on. She's not. Look, the only guy, from what I hear, from the rumors that I hear, the only guy that Lauren Southern's doing those kind of Skype sessions with is currently spending 13 months in an English jail. That's all I'm going to say. Hey, Tommy.
Jesus.
But you didn't hear that from me.
Yeah, receipts. I want the Boober's right. I want the receipts because I want.
You can go to her website and see she offers it on her website.
Oh, I just saw. I saw the $1,000. $100 a month.
Wait, did she take the $200 level off? Oh no! Yeah. Oh no! Oh, hey Frank, we did it.
Along with the Sunday live stream, I'll do an exclusive live stream for this group afterwards. Plus, I'll follow you on Twitter. Cool.
Bitch, I don't want you to follow me on Twitter.
Like, I don't know. Are you
I'm on fucking Team Loomer now. I'm on Team Loomer.
Is that because do you want to bang her?
No, not really. Everybody's shipping us. It's not even like that. Look, here's my thing with Loomer. I know she's batshit crazy. Like, I get that. Right? No, she is. Like,
no. Is it debatable?
I've said that to her face. You know what I mean? Like, she DM'd me. Remember when Ben Shapiro said she was a nutty woman, and she got all pissed off about it? Sorry, my foot's falling asleep. I'm getting a cramp in my foot. Sorry, I'm not hydrated enough. I should stop drinking alcohol. So, but yeah, no, she DM'd me when Ben Shapiro was making fun of her. And she's like, yeah, this is bullshit. Can you believe Ben Shapiro? He called me a nutty woman. And I was like, look, to be fair,
he's not that far off.
Because you know how I am. I can't lie to people. I'm like almost physically incapable of it. I don't do cloak and dagger and deception. I'm just like, you're kind of nuts. And I told her that. I said, like, you got to admit, Loomer, in order to ambush a congresswoman in her office first thing in the morning with a camera rolling, screaming at her and following her to an elevator, you got to be a little nuts. Like, take it like a badge of honor.
Right.
Like, but yeah, she's batshit crazy, but she's done more journalism.
Hold on. Loomer is the one who Tiregate, right? She's Tiregate.
Yeah, that's Looms.
Oh my god,
that's my Looms.
She's fucking a little crazy, dude. Fucking massively crazy.
All right, well, I like him crazy. What do you want? But the point is that you can look at some of the there are some people I actually respect, and I have to say, despite the fact that I'll get lambasted by probably your audience for this, I got a little bit of respect for the Looms. She did very good work with the Vegas stuff. They had to
audience. All this audience in here watching right now is primarily yours.
Ow, my fucking foot is killing me. I'm sorry, guys. I'm still on screen, but that hurts so bad. I'm getting cramps.
Oh,
because of my excessive drinking. You can ask Gabe Hoffman about it. It's not good.
Yeah, I heard you're an alcoholic and you managed a strip club.
And then I went for a run today because I'm trying to not be a piece of shit anymore. But I went out at like 95-degree weather. And I came back and I'd sweat out like every bit of liquid in my body. So now I'm cramping and I just don't feel good. Anyway, but yeah, so my whole thing is I have to respect Loomer more because she went to Vegas. She actually got them to change the official narrative of the shooting. Many of the body cam footage and things that anybody has seen, many of the things we wouldn't even be looking at if she hadn't been such a colossal pain in the ass over there. Like, right. So, to her credit, she's doing what journalists used to do. But I gotta tap out sometimes when you know, when I see her on my timeline on Twitter too much, because, you know, it's like it's you know, a couple of fucking real gems, you know, and then there'll be some turds in there, and I'm like, I got to pretend I didn't see that. You know what I mean? Because I was getting shit for like a week about Cernovich because she's buddies with him, and Cernovich tried this 2-prong approach. So he had like one group of people attacking me, and then he tried the velvet knife, like where he had Loomer approach me nicely in DMs and go, like, what's your deal with Cernovich? And I unloaded on her to the point where by the end of it, she's like, oh, look, I guess I'll leave this issue alone. And I was like, you want to leave this issue alone? I was like, just trust me. I'm going to make, like, right now, Cernovich and Gabe Hoffman are my fucking focus for the next, probably till at least the fall. Till we go to DC, it's going to be Gabe and Cernovich every goddamn night. I'm going to fuck with them. So I made it perfectly clear to her, since we're now sort of buddies, but I understand we're going to disagree on issues sometimes, and we're not going to get along. Sometimes it's best to just stay out of my way. I gave her the tread lightly for Breaking Bad speech. Just basically like, tread lightly with me, and just, it's best just stay out of it. She's like, yeah, it probably is. So I just got to deal with Gabe and Cerno. But, you know, just be like that. Be like Loomer. Learn how to not be such a fucking internet faggot and an attack dog blindly for some person, you know. Like, look into it and then go, hey, you know what? I'm going to sit this one out.
Yeah, actually
complicated.
Dig on your own a little bit and actually figure out what the hell the actual issue is, you know?
Yeah, and it wasn't even a matter of, like, taking my side. It was just a matter of, oh, boy, yeah, I'm not going to get him to back off on this. Like, yep, no, you're not. It's it. This is Cernovich time.
So speaking of that, I just came across some tweets earlier while we were still talking. Boober, who see me on Warski but follows you, and I think that's where she came from, says that Jimmy Neutron's all grown up now and streaming, and then tweeted out my
link. Okay, well, that's pretty funny. I like that.
That was good.
I like her style.
And one of my regulars and mods in here, he's like, she's like, oh wait, not Donkey Kong Jr., right? The one with the hat, I think, is the eyes. And because he's like, AG looks more like skinny Donkey Kong after waxing. And then he posted a picture of me with like my profile picture next to Donkey Kong.
Is he a Donkey Kong though, or is he more of like a who was the other one? Who was the younger one?
Diddy Kong. It's the hair. It's the hair, dude. People, because it literally just does this. Like, there's nothing in it, but I just do this just to get it off my face, and it just stays there. So people, you know, they like making the Jimmy Neutron joke and all that, you know.
Actually, when I used to cut my hair short before I used to style it like a disgusting fashy alt-right person, I used to do the same thing, and my hair would always naturally faux hawk. Like, if you look at my mugshot or anything from like circa 2009 to 2013, I had the faux hawk. And I actually, there was this girl that I was working with that I was sleeping with at the time. And she had a boyfriend, and I had a girlfriend, so we had to keep that shit on the DL. But my girlfriend ended up dumping me. She found out, but her boyfriend didn't find out. So we still had to maintain the illusion that we weren't sleeping together. And she actually ruined it one day when we were at the bar, and somebody actually said about my hair, wow, it's weird. I see more and more guys styling their hair like that. And this girl who has been denying sleeping with me for months is wiping the bar down. She looks up and she goes, oh, please. He wakes up and his hair looks like that. And I still remember to this day. I was like, everybody just, it was one of those weird moments where everybody got quiet. And I was like, ah. And then I even had one of my buddies after work. He goes, oh, honestly, she's hot. I didn't believe you for a while. I really didn't believe you, but holy shit. And I'm like, I don't lie about things.
Right. Yeah. So, what do you guys got coming up besides DC? Anything you want to shill to your own people, and probably like two of mine?
Just, Revenge of the Sis. we will be in DC for the Moore rally. I'm not sure. There's going to be plenty of people there. Probably want to kick the shit out of us. We went last year. This is the 1 year anniversary, but we're going back. We went there the first time. I think we had like 3 episodes under our belt, and now we have a year of doing content every day under our belt, and we've made some fairly contentious relationships. So this one's going to be way more interesting because we're rocking the shirts. We're not trying to hide who the fuck we are. We're rolling deep. But we're going to go to DC for that. You can always check out Nightwave Radio if you want to see me do my little night shitpost streams. You can't watch replays of my solo show. They're available live, and then that's it. You miss it, you miss it.
That way you don't catch a flag.
Fucking A, man. Goddamn right. Yeah. And then I also am planning a Nightwave IRL stream very soon, but I'm not going to be doing like the drama fucking Ice Poseidon, Hampton, Brandon fighting in the street shit. I want to go to Tampa, and we're going to stream for a few hours. I don't know when. I don't know if it's next weekend or soon, but we're going to go to Tampa, and I'm going to take people through a guided tour of Mersh's old thought life before I got red-pilled and got crazy, and I quit the strip club business and called them all degenerates and went really crazy and burned all those bridges. So we're going to go on a guided tour of my life from about 2012 up until my becoming a right-wing reactionary. So I'll be doing that soon on Nightwave Radio. And I don't know, at Mersh on Twitter. And check out this guy still. If anybody of my listeners, I hope you subbed by now because this is our dog. My dog right here.
Yeah, we gotta get back together on your guys' show. I always love coming on Revenge of the Sis. It's just like a fun platform, you know?
Get Worski to come on our show too. We'll be nice to him.
You'll be nice to him. You won't.
No, I'll be not like. No, I'll be nice. Like, first of all, he's not Mike Cernovich, so I trust me. I think you know by now, Gluck. I'm not an obsessive guy. I get over shit. Like, I'll fucking hate your guts for 2 weeks, and then like 2 months later they'll go, "Yeah, don't you hate Luck?" And I'll be like, "I don't know. Was I mad at him? Yeah, that was fucking 2 months ago. I don't care." I mean, you know, we might bust his chops a little bit about our prior miscommunications.
Hold on, what was there? Or just tell me off air. We'll talk about it off air because that way.
No, it was nothing big. It's just when he was still doing blood sports, and he would always try to get me to come on, and he would try to be like, "Yo, dude, come on the show, man. Like, I want to see things." You're like, he would always try to set me up for an ambush. And then, like, I would get listeners that would text me and go, "You know, Worski's on his stream right now saying, let's see if I get those idiots from Revenge of the Sis on. I'll fuck those guys up." And I'm like, I'm not stupid, dude. Like, I'm one of those, I can get over people trying to treat me like an idiot.
Yeah.
It's been a few months and I'm over it. But I'm not an idiot. Yeah, which is why I never made a second appearance. I'm like, I'm not fucking stupid. But no, I don't. I think my biggest issue with Worski, one of the biggest ones, was when he didn't really stick up for the smaller content creators back when the 1,000 subs thing started.
Yeah.
And he was one of the guys that started. Like, I never really had beef with Worski till I heard him. I don't even, again, this is me not being obsessive. I can't even fucking remember what he said that pissed me off. But I remember I know enough about myself to know I'm consistent. I know whatever it was shitty. And I was like, this fucking guy thinks who the fuck he is. But I don't really have a beef with him anymore. It's like I told you in the beginning of the show, I'll never like Tonka Saw. But I don't really dislike anybody else.
Well, and here's the thing. Like, I would be down to, because I've talked to Andy, and me and him have some stuff coming up for his channel, but he wanted to come on mine at some point, you know, and have a conversation, just a conversation between me and him. But I think you're level-headed enough that if I wanted to bring you in and Andy was cool with it, he's not one to shy away that people on, but I don't have to worry about you guys.
I would make that a second thing. I wouldn't want your first stream with Andy to have anything to do with me, because that's
no. That would just be on my channel. We're 4 episodes in now on his channel, and we'll be back soon.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you get a chance to sit down with him one day, second chance to sit down with him, I would love to sit down with him on your thing in a second. I don't want him to feel like his first thing on your show is wasted with my horse shit. I'm a fucking arrogant prick, but I'm not that arrogant.
Yeah, no, that's the one thing. Oh, and so last thing, before we decide to jam out, I have a few things coming up. I'm actually going to be starting a podcast like separate. I might actually move my live stuff over there, and I've been trying to figure out like if people would be down to do like guest spots, kind of like this, but more like I would have to figure out how to do sound and make it more like what you guys do in the podcast side, you know?
Yeah, but you could do, dude, why don't you just fucking kill two birds with one stone, dude? Do what we do. That's what we're doing. Revenge of the Sith is a podcast.
You just roll your episodes. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we take the fucking when Royce is running all the shit on Revenge of the Sith, he's also always running a high quality just an audio recording stream.
Oh,
so
nice.
Like once we're done with the show, he just uploads that audio stream to our podcast only for. I'm just trying to save you effort. You know what I mean? Like,
that sounds fucking stellar. And I have a great computer, so
that's what I mean. You just do that, and then you just export the audio file, and now you are doing both a podcast and a show without having to do two different shows. I'm just trying to think as far as managing your time, because I know what it's like now that I'm doing two shows and writing articles and doing all this other shit, man. I'm getting very snippy with people. I don't want to see you go down the road I am.
No. I won't hit that.
Hey, did you vacuum yesterday? I fucking told you I vacuumed yesterday. I'm sorry. Cernovich, it's not you. It's not you.
I have gotten a little snippy with my best friend about shit. When he forgets stuff that we had conversations on, I get pop off at him because, one, I'm putting out 2 videos a day. Like, I'm recording them the night before generally. So,
okay.
Or I'm recording one for the evening episode or video, and then I'm recording the morning video at night too. So literally, I get off work and I'm working again, and I love it. It's fun. I ready, dude. One of your guys, look at who he is snippy with people.
Oh, is Cool Scott being mean? Stop being mean, Cool Scott.
No. He's getting snippy with the news agents.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
But so I'm doing that, and it's like it's fun. I enjoy the creativeness, but it's like it's taxing, and it's like I want to go out and freaking make some money and do some things, and I actually am doing this and focusing on this. So when it's like, do I really want to go out, or do I actually want to come home and put out a video? Yeah, put out a video. Fuck everything else, you know?
You have to, dude. Like I just went through, like Royce and I went through a solid almost a year where I ate ramen. I didn't, you know what I mean? We barely smoked weed, barely did anything. Like I was stressed out. I was always hungry, and I was always tired, and I was always miserable. And we just now, like I'm just now just paying my bills. Like, I'm not making a lot of money at it, but it's like, it took a year, dude, 10 hours a day, and just fucking obsessing over ROTC to get there. So it's a bitch, but you at least got some allies in your corner, and people like you. So you might have it a little bit easier than some people like me. They're a bit more. I'm not very good at team sports.
Yeah. You're the one who thinks that you hate everyone before you meet them. And I could see
it's very true. Like people just walk in, and I'm like, I don't fucking like this guy. And I'm like,
listen to that motherfucker's voice.
Most of my best friends and allies in my life now that are people that I hated when I met them.
Of course.
Dude, I used to talk mad shit to Royce. We used to be on the, like we met because we were on the same station, and I was on a much edgier show than him. And dude, I used to talk so much shit. I used to talk about how I fuck his girlfriend, who's now his wife. And now they're like my dear friends. Oh yeah, I used to do all kinds. I used to talk cash money shit. And then like 6 years later, we're like best friends. And I'm like, well, sorry about all that, radio stuff.
I'm glad I didn't fuck your now wife.
Well, it was never gonna happen, but it was just shit talking. Like I think I always go for somebody's girl because that really always gets to them. That's a really good fucking underhanded thing when you're fighting with somebody on a radio show. You're like, start fucking. It's like the old Tupac approach. Just imply you fucked somebody's girlfriend. It drives them nuts.
Right. Well, shit, man. I'll let you get out of here so you can fix your ankle, maybe eat a fucking. Yeah, thanks for coming on. Eat a fucking banana, man.
No, I need to hydrate. It's what it is. I need to drink something that
and potassium, man.
I need to drink something that doesn't have alcohol in it. But thank you for having me. And yeah, we'll get you on soon. And once we'll get you on ROTC. Like, just hit me up. Like in the next 2 weeks, we'll get you on. Yeah. I just Nightwave. I gotta wait till I get a new computer because this thing redlines when I have 2 tabs open.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, you didn't hold on. Didn't Royce just ordered a new computer, right?
Yeah, we're sending it back. We got the old one to work, and we're being thrifty right now. So gotcha. I tried to talk him into keeping it so I could use it for night. I was going to use the old one for Nightwave, but he's like, he's not having it, so we have to send it back. But we'll get it upgraded soon. But yeah, thanks for having me, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah, and thanks everyone else for sticking around. If you're new here, throw a subscription on the channel if you haven't already, and then I'll be putting out some created content over the next couple of days as always. So check that out too. Thanks again, Mersh, for coming on.
Thank you, sir. Take care.